Democrats have nothing.
That's Republican Congressman Tim Burchett. President Trump's urged GOP lawmakers to support the resolution, saying there's nothing to hide in the push for more information in the investigation into the late Jeffrey Epstein's sex trafficking of underage girls. Saudi Arabia's crown prince will hold talks today with President Trump at the White House, where Fox's Mark Meredith reports.
The U.S. appears eager to deepen its economic and defense ties with the Saudis. Trump telling reporters on Monday he's ready to sell the kingdom F-35 jets, but there are concerns the aircraft's technology, which is considered top of the line, may end up in the hands of other countries, including China.
Some people are offline and frustrated this morning. There's been a widespread internet outage through infrastructure provider Cloudflare. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
A statement from the family. Cloudy with some rain this morning in downtown Indianapolis. Will be cloudy all day with a chance of thunderstorms too. Right now 43. Today's high just shy of 50. More on the weather coming up. I'm Jarrett Lewis. Here's what's trending at 9:02. The attorney representing the family of the woman shot and killed at a Whitestown home earlier this month, reading a statement from them on Monday after charges were officially announced against the homeowner.
Immense support from the Latino community and from all Americans. Thank you so very much for your concern and support for our family.
Attorney Alex Lamontis says this case is about public safety and justice for the family. Kurt Anderson is the man charged with voluntary manslaughter in the killing of Maria Florinda Rios Perez. At least one person is killed in an accident this morning on Indy's southwest side. IMPD officers say officers and fire crews were called to the 4200 block of South Harding Street just north of I-465 and I-69. They described the crash as an accident fatal. Indiana State Police now investigating a fatal crash in Fountain County from Sunday. They say a trooper noticed a motorcycle going faster than 100 miles per hour in a 55 mile per hour zone on U.S. Highway 41. When the trooper tried to get the rider to pull over, they kept on going, and the trooper lost sight of them. Two Attica police officers then noticed the motorcyclist enter their city. The rider ended up sideswiping one of their patrol vehicles before colliding with a truck later at an intersection. The motorcyclist was taken to a hospital where they were pronounced dead. Steady rain falling throughout the state today, but there's also a chance for tornadoes in the southern part of the state.
The Storm Prediction Center has this set at 2%, which essentially just means that it's very conditional. Things have to be just right to get a tornado to form, and if it does, it's not going to be long-lasting.
That's forecaster Andrew Wright with the National Weather Service. The statewide average for gas today, $2.99 a gallon, says Gas Buddy. In Indianapolis, gas is just a cent less on average. And it's now 8 games in a row that they've lost. The Pacers dropping to 1-13 after last night's defeat to the Detroit Pistons, 127-112. A frustrated head coach Rick Carlisle after the game.
No, we got to be better in really all areas. Yeah, throw it to the team in blue and not the team in white.
Benedict Mathurin returned to action in his first game since getting injured. He scored 25 points. The Pacers have the Hornets tomorrow night. That game is at home at Gainbridge Fieldhouse. With a check of traffic this morning, here's Matt Bear.
Yeah, Jarrett, inbound 70, stop and go from Emerson Avenue into the North Split. That's because it's slow. And an 8-minute delay. Southbound 6570, stop and go from the North Split down to Washington. That's because of construction. There it is. Eastbound 70, stop and go Harding into Meridian. And on the south side, northbound 65 slows from Keystone into the South Split. That's a 10-minute delay. Harding Street on the south side is closed between 465 and Hannah because of a fatal crash. You can always use Bluff Road. That is an option to go north-south, and it doesn't look horrible at the moment. Traffic sponsored by Audible. Stuck in traffic? Audible's Romance Collection will have you falling fast in the slow lane. Satisfy every side of you with rom-coms, romantasy, and the really steaming stuff. Listen free with a 30-day trial at audible.com. And I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
It's the strongest hearts that remind us to cherish the moments. It's the grandmas who made us sit up straighter, the grandpas who showed us old records, and the parents who were embarrassingly loud at our games. It's those hearts that are anything but ordinary. Caring for extraordinary hearts for decades, Franciscan Health knows heart care is more than just a name on a chart. It's somebody who shaped your whole life. Heal your heart today at franciscanhealth.org/heartcare.
It's the season of giving, and my friends at Hope Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling invite you to join them in a wonderful cause. During the month of November, Hope is raising money for the Colburn Place and will match donations up to $10,000. Colburn Place is where survivors find safety, support, and hope for a new beginning, and Hope Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling is proud to support such a fantastic local organization. To donate, please visit colburnplace.org/hope. That's colburnplace.org/hope. Let's help bring joy to those who need it most.
It's B Windows' biggest sale of the year. Get up to 68% off plus no interest, no payments for 24 months. Call now or go to bwindow.com.
Trust me.
The forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Cloudy with scattered showers on and off through much of your Tuesday. Cooler, too. Today's high around 50. Tonight, spotty showers for the evening hours. Cloudy with overnight fog possible, low 42. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Marcus Bailey, 93 WIBC.
And I'm Jarrett Lewis on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com. Kendall and Casey starts now.
You're listening to Rob Kendall.
When we talk about sending money somewhere, we're talking about printing the money because we have no money.
And Casey Daniels.
My government would never lie to me, would they?
On 93 WIBC.
So I did a couple of interviews yesterday.
Yeah, you did.
And I said the same thing in both of them. By the way, it's Kendall and Casey show. I'm Rob. That's Casey. I said, I feel like I'm living in the bizarro world. and there's so much of politics is the bizarro world now. Like the traditional way we did politics really did go out the window when Trump first ran for president. But like I'm watching what's going on and what's going on today at the State House. It's Organization Day, which means it's the start of the legislative session. Lawmakers are going to reconvene for a day, and there's this like planned protest at the State House at 11 o'clock.
It's a gathering.
For redistricting. Yeah, it's a gathering. And what I mean by when I said I feel like I'm living in the bizarro world is that the policy doesn't matter anymore. We're so on the Trump movement is so cult of personality now. Where Trump was supposed to be about better policy, but oddly enough, the policy itself doesn't even matter anymore. People will just do whatever because it's Trump. And then when you try to work through logically with them why people may not want that, but it doesn't make them anti-Trump, no, you're against our president and we're going to make you pay. And so what I mean by this is, and Kayla Dwyer from the Indy Star, who's a fabulous reporter, and I had a great chat about this. She's working on various pieces. And I said, you know, it's fascinating to me because we had a rally at the State House this past spring in which 1,000 people showed up. And we were very clear about what we were doing at that rally, which was it was about people being able to afford to stay in their homes. Like property taxes are out of control. They have reached a crisis point for many people. We've got to do something that's going to fix this for the people of the state of Indiana.
Correct.
Should be a thing that's universally revered, accepted, embraced by Republicans, right? Lower taxes, and in the process of lowering the taxes, we're going to force government to kind of get its act together, right? Should be a thing that people are celebrating en masse. Most of the State House resoundingly rejected us. They hid from us. They didn't engage with us.
They spied on us.
Like the Grinch.
From their
they were their perch.
Eavesdropping.
They rejected us to the point where they said, don't even wear green on St. Patrick's Day because we were all wearing green.
Right.
And no national people that I'm aware of, whether it's DC Drano or any of these people, were like, hey, look at what these guys are doing. This is awesome. Everybody get behind them because property taxes, we should all agree, whether you live in Florida or California or Indiana or wherever, are a horrible, horrible way to fund your government, and they're brutally unfair to the citizenry. Like, there was no people who got behind us. Everything we did was organic, and it was the people of the state, but nobody got behind us for what should be this universally accepted cause of fighting property taxes from the Republicans or the Trump orbit or whatever. But then this idea of getting these redrawn maps, which don't benefit anyone here, and you can't even guarantee they're going to produce the 2 Republican seats. you have all of these outside people and some of these lawmakers who are having an aneurysm over it. And I just look at this and go, what are we doing?
Right.
What's going on here? You people are being vile. You're being mean. You're screaming. You don't even live in our state. And yet when we were trying to do the thing, which is what government should be all about, or the movement of trying or the act of trying to move government should be all about, which is to produce better public policy that help the people, you were nowhere to be found. But these stupid maps that don't guarantee to help anyone, even if you got the 2 Republicans in there. Oh, no, we're going to move heaven and earth and crap's on because Trump wants it. What are we doing?
Well, many people are arguing that we need these redistricting maps so that Trump can pass his legislation.
But he already has control over everything.
Right. He's got it now.
Why isn't he doing whatever this great thing is that depends on these 2 Republicans in Indiana maybe existing? Don't even know if they would. Do you see what I'm saying? Like the mental gymnastics that are going on here. And I'm watching this, and then I'm watching how these people are responding to these calls, basically calls to battle. And it's like, why didn't you do this when we were trying to do something to actually help the people? So it's not even about the policy anymore. It's about at least it comes off as some cult of personality where whatever this guy wants, we're going to do whatever we can to make it happen. But we're not even like logically thinking it through or explaining why this is the hill we're dying on.
It's about being able to help him pass his agenda after the midterms.
But why isn't he passing it now? He had the opportunity with this bill that I thought was supposed to be the end all,
the big beautiful bill.
Yeah, I thought that was supposed to be the thing, right? So that's passed. What are we doing here? And so I sit and I watch this. And
securing the future, because Democrats are going to do it. They're going to gerrymander. So now red states, they have to redistrict.
But
it's an eye for an eye.
But we're already ahead on the red state. So you've got Texas offsetting California, so that's a wash. You have Missouri, you have Ohio, you have North Carolina. You have all of those are Republican moves that are going to help the Republican Party.
And now you got Florida getting in the game.
But that's not good enough, right? So then it comes back to a total lack of what appears to be a total disconnect. And I think that's the word I used in these interviews that I gave. A disconnect from the governor of the state of Indiana and the president. But look, Trump is all about Trump. He doesn't care about us at all, right? That is the name of the game. Whatever benefits Trump. This is about Trump. But a total disconnect from the governor on why people aren't on board with this. And for so many people, it comes back to what I've just described, which is we begged for the governor and these legislators to help us not do some irresponsible or illogical thing, but just help us afford to stay at our homes. And we got basically nothing. But then people are like, well, I don't understand. Why wouldn't you be on our side when you're asking us to do this redistricting thing? I don't. And Braun just appears totally disconnected from that.
You were called an influential conservative talk radio host on WIBC in the CNN article.
I made it to CNN.
Yeah.
My mother will be very proud. My parents will do this sometimes. They're like, hey, I saw you in the Indy Star. Yeah, I have a daily, highly rated radio program, regularly 1 or 2 in the market. Yeah, but I saw you on CNN.
But this is the quote, they'll move heaven and earth to help Republicans pick up 2 seats in Congress, Kendall said. And people are saying, wait a second, you won't do anything to help me, but you'll do all of this to help your party. I think that's rubbed people the wrong way.
Yeah, I think that is. I think people look at people like, I want to play this clip of Braun, because now Braun has to have adult supervision, apparently, wherever he goes. He had to bring Marlon Stutzman with him.
He did. He was talking about his conversation with Donald Trump. Because they talked yesterday.
Marlon, also one of the guys who didn't lift a finger to help us during property taxes. Boy, wouldn't that have been very helpful to have a U.S. rep come in and say, hey, these guys are on it. Everybody get down there and help these guys out. Didn't say word one about helping us with property taxes, but helping himself in the U.S. House of Representatives. He's all about that. So, and I guess they can't let Braun go anywhere by himself now because it goes so bad every time he goes somewhere. So he was on News Nation with Marlon, who was, I guess, playing the role of adult supervision yesterday for our governor. And again, listen to Braun talk about this, and it's just like there's just a total disconnect on what's going on and how our state government actually works.
I talked to him for over 10 minutes here earlier today, and I think calling the state out, he knows where I'm at in this whole navigation. I can call them into session, and I did that with plenty of time. This has been several months, Rob, where they've been dragging their feet. And as more senators started coming forward, they actually put the wet blanket on it because they knew it was going to get there. And that's where the Senate pro tem said they're not even going to gavel into session. The House has already said they've got the number of votes needed, and they've got to at least do it to put pressure on the Senate. So this is clearly a Senate leadership group that has no interest in doing this. I mean, this has big implications in terms of the agenda in D.C.
But, sir, this is the same Senate leadership that screwed your signature agenda item last year, and you didn't say word one when they gutted Senate Bill 1. You were not a fraction as passionate when we were begging you. Like, what can we do? How do we help you? No, we got this, man. It'll be fine. It'll be all right. When they gutted Senate Bill 1, where was this passion then? Something that actually would have helped people. Nothing that even compares to a smidge of what he's doing on redistricting. And people see this and they go, well, why didn't you do this when it could have helped me?
Okay, so now they're signaling some tweaks to Senate Bill 1.
Should we talk about that when we come back?
Yeah.
Because I was told Braun was coming back for more.
Ace up his sleeve.
Had his ace up his sleeve.
Right.
And the leadership yesterday said not so much.
All right, well, we'll talk about what is being said about the property tax bill coming out from 93 WIBC.
A House vote is expected today on the Epstein files.
93 WIBC.
Trump says he supports the resolution.
What happens next?
But they were with him all the time. I wasn't at all.
Happens here.
The secretary has been highlighting how processed foods could affect people's long-term health.
Stay in the know.
A judge has blocked the deployment of National Guard troops.
While you're on the go.
Trump will host Saudi Arabia's leader.
Saudi Arabian flags are flying alongside the U.S.
Hear the news.
Victims of road rage incidents.
On air, online, and on Alexa.
It's time. You've been putting off that kitchen or bath remodel long enough. What are you waiting for? Get started today with Boer Remodeling. Boer Remodeling customer Kathy had a bath remodel with Boer. Kathy, talk a little bit about your experience.
Our experience with Boer has been terrific. The process was so easy and seamless. When we decided to do a larger remodel of our first floor, Boer was the first company we thought of hiring.
And were you happy with the results?
The results are amazing, and we are so happy with our home and the work that Boer did.
Peter is another recent Boer Remodeling customer with a new kitchen. Peter, what was the best part about working with Boer?
We especially liked the active participation that we were able to have in selection of stone for the countertops. Really came out beautiful. The cabinets also came out very, very well.
The best materials, the most skilled craftsmen in Central Indiana. They'll guide you through the entire process. Start with a free consultation. Talk to Boer Remodeling today. That's BOOHER. BoerRemodeling.com.
Don Fisher for QC Kinetics. I was struggling with chronic knee pain and wasn't encouraged with the options of risky surgery and pain pills. QC Kinetics offered the best option for me, cutting-edge regenerative medicine. Their non-invasive treatment stimulated my body's own biologics so I could be pain-free and get back to doing what I love, playing golf. QC Kinetics has a fantastic success rate, and it's clear to see why so many Hoosiers are happy to tell their story of how they reclaim their lives with the QC Kinetics approach. Ready to live your life pain-free? Go to qckinetics.com/Indianapolis or call 317-559-PAIN and get a no-obligation consultation. QC Kinetics uses the latest technologies, whether it's stem cell, PRP, plasma, or a number of other advanced therapies. Call QC Kinetics. It'll be the best call you will make. Get back in the game, whatever that is for you. Call 317-559-PAIN.
Looking for a cozy spot to relax, work, or grab your coffee to go? LC Coffee House in Noblesville, Indiana has you covered. Try our indulgent affogato, a sweet blend of espresso and ice cream. Or sample our coffee flights to discover your perfect brew. In a rush, our drive-thru is ready to serve you fast and fresh. Need a space to collaborate? We offer meeting rooms perfect for co-working. Whether you're grabbing a quick drink or spending the day with us, LC Coffee House is the place to be.
Do you remember what was happening in America?
families struggling, billions in wasteful spending. But Senator Todd Young fought back. He voted for working family tax cuts, and Senator Young voted to crack down on waste, fraud, and abuse, saving taxpayers billions. So call Senator Todd Young at 202-224-5623 and thank him for supporting the Working Families Tax Cut. Paid for by American Prosperity Alliance.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Severe from Vicks.
Sinex Severe Nasal Spray.
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Severe instantly relieves nasal congestion and works 6 times faster than nasal decongestant tablets. The 12 hours of relief allow you to get back to the moments that matter without congestion.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it. Try Sinex Severe from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
Company's coming. Don't DIY it. Get 3 rooms cleaned for $129 and $50 off air duct cleaning. ZeroResIndy.com, because clean is classy.
See Pierce Jewelers' breathtaking selection of lab-grown diamonds, refined to perfection and value. It's the new choice in diamonds. Shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers.
This hour powered by Pierce Jewelers, Carmel's Diamond Engagement Ring Store.
You're fine. Twitter will be back.
Yeah, Twitter's down. It's weird. Part of it's up, but you can't read any of the comments, and it's not refreshing.
Isn't it amazing?
Mhm.
Like, we are in an era, like, it just simply didn't exist 20 years ago, 15 years ago.
Right.
Where the society's altered based on if some application is working.
Mhm.
Like, if you just said that 20 years ago, society will be derailed by Twitter not working, some guy would look at you and go, "Oh,
Huh? What's Twitter? What's that?" Well, what was your concern when we came into the studio? You asked Kevin. You don't remember?
No, I don't
I know
remember.
it was
I don't know what I
22
did.
minutes ago.
Yeah, what I
you said, "Is YouTube up?"
Oh, yeah. Well, there's some, what's it called? Flare or something? Cloud flare or something is not flaring properly. I don't know.
I should probably mention that Omni is down as well, so that will delay the uploading
Of the podcasting,
podcast.
yes. So for all you people that listen on the podcast, if you have a friend that does that,
Mhm.
it could very well be delayed until the flaring is flaring.
It's flared
properly.
out. Yeah. But in the meantime, we are up on YouTube.
Hey, by the way, I got to ask you this question. I know we're going to get the property tax. We'll do that in a little bit. I think this is more important.
Sure.
My wife did something the other day, and I got to ask you if I have a right to say she was totally out of bounds for this.
Well, I'm probably going to side with her. But
I
go
don't think
for
so
it.
after you hear this. I was taken aback by this. So, I don't do anything with the technology, right?
Mhm.
It's just whatever. She hooks it all up. I assume I'm being watched 24/7.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on, right?
Mhm.
But there was something going on with our television.
Okay.
And I told her, I said, I have no idea what any of this jargon is. My wife is in the technology field. She's a whiz with everything for her job, right? So I was like, instead of me just pressing a bunch of buttons, this is probably like a 2-second operation for someone who knows what they're doing. Can you fix what the issue is? And you know what I hear?
What?
And she like snatches the remote from me and she does the thing and it's like 2 seconds and she goes, "Here."
Yeah.
And I said, "What the hell's that all about?" So, well, like, I just don't like doing my job at home.
Oh.
I said, "It took you 2 seconds. I'm trying to set the TV up so our kid can watch the cartoons, right?" Well, she looks at me and goes, "Well, I just don't like doing my job at home." And I said, "Your job? It's like fixing the TV."
Do you ever monologue in the kitchen?
Yes, and she goes, "Well, you wouldn't like to do your job at home." I said, "I do my job at home all the time.
All the time.
What we do in this house is talk about politics. That's all I ever do."
Right.
I mean, that was kind of crappy of her, right?
Well, maybe she was trying to give you a hint to learn it. So if she's not there, you can fix
Well, I
it.
could have done it, but the point is, I'm trying to set it up for the kid. Whatever it is, I would have figured it out. It would have taken me probably 3 to 4 minutes extra of having to hear my kid go, "Veggie tail, veggie tail, veggie tail, veggie tail."
Yeah.
Like, for everyone, I was like, "You can fix this in 2 seconds. You do it. We'll go about our day."
Do you know what the problem was?
It would something with the connecting. I don't know. I mean, I would have figured it out. I can, but I just thought this is a very simple fix for someone who knows what they're doing. It took about 2 seconds, and then for her own sanity, we all go about our day.
Maybe she was just hungry or tired, needed a nap or something to eat.
I don't like to do my job at home. I'm not asking you to, do whatever it is you do during the day?
You don't even know. You don't even know what she does.
I don't want to know.
If all else fails, Rob, just unplug it, count to 10, plug it back in.
Well,
you'll reset.
When she is talking about the cybersecurity stuff and the computers and the blah, 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 I just go, hey, that's great.
Your eyes glaze over. You start drooling. You have no idea what she does.
You don't even care about what I do. No, it's not that. I just don't understand it. And I'm not even going to pretend to try.
You don't even care to learn. I think that's the issue.
I tell her all the time, I said, you chose a field that makes money and you're going to have a great life. And me, I chose a life of poverty.
That's
okay,
true.
so we all get our benefits from what we chose to do.
So next time she asks you your opinion on something, you just need to go, I don't want to do my job when I'm at home. You decide.
Hey, okay, so the big day yesterday in central Indiana, the Boone County prosecutor made a charging decision in the shooting there in Whitestown. Of course, this involved the cleaning lady who went to the wrong house, Guy Relford, who is the attorney for the person who...
The homeowner?
Who was charged. And Ryan Hedrick covered this thing from the WIBC newsroom pretty much from start to finish. Oh, my wife doesn't listen to my show, Brian. You've dug yourself a deeper hole by talking about it. She doesn't even like being around me at home. She's not listening to this program.
No, she's doing cybersecurity for someone right now. She's making sure someone's safe.
Yeah, I wonder if it worked. Anyway, Ryan Hedrick from the WIBC newsroom will join us. We'll tell you everything that happened yesterday. This is going to be a massive national story. We'll give you the latest.
It already is. Yeah. CBS was reporting on it yesterday. He's going to join us coming up on 93 WIBC.
When I was 48 years old, I had a massive heart attack.
Jake Query, sports radio host and announcer for the IndyCar Radio Network, shares his story as a registered organ donor.
I've always heard the assumption that I don't know about being an organ donor because if you go into the ER, they're going to be more anxious to get your organs. I'm kind of proof that's not the case. When your life is the one that's in the balance, your life is the priority.
Say yes to organ donation.
I have the opportunity to allow another group of people to continue the love and the beauty of life. Why wouldn't I do it?
To learn more, go to donatelifeindiana.org.
Inside Indiana Business Radio, the news you need to get ahead. Indiana's business news leader, weekdays at 6:32 a.m. and 5:56 p.m. on WIBC.
Right now at Tom Roush Lincoln, get a 2025 Lincoln Corsair for $4,000 off plus 0% APR. 2025 Lincoln Aviator from $5,000 off plus 0%. Or 2025 Lincoln Nautilus for $4,500 off. Also 0% APR. So come get that new Lincoln at Tom Roush Lincoln in Fisher.
Corsair MSRP $51,720. Aviator MSRP $72,225. Nautilus MSRP $71,660. 0% APR for 48 months on qualifying Lincolns. Good through 12/1/2025. Subject to credit approval. See dealer for complete offer details.
Another accident? What happened?
Our truck driver got cut off, and they're getting blamed. No witnesses, no proof, and insurance is skyrocketing.
Wait, our drivers shouldn't take the blame for this?
Exactly why we need Samsara. Their AI dashcam show real-time video proving when our drivers aren't at fault.
So we protect our drivers and avoid false claims?
Yep. Companies using Samsara have exonerated their drivers and saved millions on insurance.
Protect your drivers and your bottom line at Samsara.com. Samsara. Operate smarter.
At Advent, we help sleep apnea sufferers avoid the CPAP machine by getting your nose and throat working with our unique Advent approach that you won't find elsewhere.
What if the next time you painted your home was the last time you painted your home?
Our Rhino Shield has been on for 8 years.
Rhino Shield. Call 888-RHINO-41. Don't paint, don't vinyl. Go Rhino.
Okay, we are running a car drive right now to help veterans all across America. So if you have an old car, truck, or van, even a motorcycle or an RV sitting around, you can right now give it away and help the vets. They really need your help. And your car will help support the vets and their families. And guess what? You even get a tax donation. Plus, we'll even come and pick up your car for free. And all you've got to do is pick up your phone right now and make a free call. Now is the perfect time to do something good for the vets. Give back to the vets right now for all they've done for this country. And your old car can really help them. So call the Veterans Car Donation Program right now for free pickup of your vehicle. Help the vets and help your taxes at the same time. Call right now.
800-883-3024. 800-883-3024. 800-883-3024. That's 800-883-3024.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level. on the go.
A vote centered around the Epstein files. Cloudy, 43 in downtown Indy. Rain in some spots. The high today in the upper 40s. I'm Jarrett Lewis. It's now 9:30. The House is set to vote today on a bill to force the Justice Department to release files related to the late sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. There's been a months-long effort by President Trump and Republicans to stymie the effort, with the president calling it a Democrat hoax. But President Trump recently reversed his stance, calling on House Republicans to vote to release the files, saying, "We have nothing to hide." California Representative Ro Khanna says the Epstein case is one of the most horrific and disgusting corruption scandals in the country's history.
Because survivors spoke up, because of their courage, the truth is finally going to come out. And when it comes out, this country is really going to have a moral reckoning. How did we allow this to happen?
The measure would block the DOJ from redacting anything for political or reputational reasons. It already has support from a majority of the House. Meanwhile, President Trump is also tackling the affordability crisis, claiming that his administration is making progress in combating inflation, but more work needs to be done. South Carolina Senator Tim Scott, who serves as the chair of the Senate Banking, Housing, and Urban Affairs Committee, joined Fox Business's Mornings with Maria to discuss his committee's Road to Housing Act that passed in the Senate last month, and he says it's all part of President Trump's plan to lower housing costs.
President Trump is on the job bringing housing prices down, increasing supply, and lowering the age of a first-time home buyer.
A recent report from the National Association of Realtors says the median age for a first-time home buyer is at a record high of 40 years old. And disturbing new details are out about the mysterious death of a high school cheerleader on a Carnival cruise, claiming the body of 18-year-old Anna Kempner was found wrapped in a blanket and stuffed under a bed on the ship. She was on vacation with her family. Your opening bell report on 93 WIBC, brought to you by Absolute Wealth Management. The Dow is down 400 points, 46,590. The S&P 500 also in the red, down 34 points to 6,672. And the NASDAQ is down 160 points, 24,799. I'm Jarrett Lewis, on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
WIBC cares, and if you or someone you care about needs food assistance, we have resources for you, including food distribution locations with an interactive map. Also, learn how you can make a difference for friends and neighbors in need, all at WIBC.com.
Hi, I'm Andy, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. As a product development manager, I make sure every piece of fine jewelry at Shane Company is meticulously designed for quality. From 14-karat gold chains, pearl necklaces, diamond studs, and of course, dream engagement rings. We know you can get your holiday gifts anywhere these days, but knowing your loved one's gift was crafted by master jewelers? It's a difference everyone can see and feel, no matter the price. All of our fine jewelry begins with a vision by our in-house designers. Then, we ensure each piece meets our high-quality standards every step of the way, including the smallest details. It's why our jewelry comes with our all-inclusive free lifetime warranty that covers everything and doesn't cost a dime. At Shane Company, there's no shortcuts, just craftsmanship. Because a friend wants your fine jewelry to be nothing short of perfect. Come see for yourself. Visit us in store or at shaneco.com. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Okay, big day yesterday. The Boone County prosecutor came out and announced charges against the individual in Whitestown who was involved in the shooting with the cleaning lady trying to enter the wrong house. This is making national news, as you had said, Casey, right before we went to the break. By the way, it's Kendall Casey show. I'm Rob. That's Casey. This seems like this story has a very big feel to it.
Yeah.
And in the middle of all this now is our own Guy Relford. He is serving as the attorney for the gentleman who's facing charges. So let's kind of break it all down, what happened yesterday. Ryan Hedrick, newsman extraordinaire from the WIBC newsroom, joins us now. Ryan, hello.
What's up? Good morning, Rob. Good morning, Casey.
So tell us exactly what this individual was charged with.
All right, so voluntary manslaughter is the lone charge that Kurt Anderson is facing this morning. And on November 5th, he fired a single shot. And according to the probable cause affidavit, he fired that shot from the top of the steps down to the door, through the head of Maria Florinda Rios Perez De Vasquez.
Okay, so, and Guy Relford was on the Hammer and Nigel yesterday. He didn't get into any specifics with the case. It was an interesting interview. Go back and listen to it. Wait till noon. We don't care what you do during Tony Katz. But, and he didn't get into any specifics, but really it sounds like this is going to hinge on the defense. You know, he let a little bit out. The mixture of this castle doctrine and stand your ground law. Did you get any feel from the prosecutor why he didn't think those would apply in this case?
Well, he said that one of the interesting things he said, and then you really have to read the probable cause affidavit, which is about 25 pages long. I'm about halfway through, but one of the things that stuck out to me is that he didn't say anything to the effect like, you're near my door, get away, get out of here. He just fired the shot. So he wakes up at 6:50. Him and his wife are upstairs. He wakes up to noises at the front door. He thought it was a break-in. He retrieved his handgun from his safe room, which was like a music room, and then he fired this one shot, but he didn't say anything. He didn't say, like, who's at my door? What do you want? Who's that? Nothing. And that's what I think is part of the reason why the stand your ground law, part of the castle doctrine, may not apply here. But I'm not an attorney. I'm not qualified to make that decision.
Well, I think that's what it comes down to, because I've obviously talked with many people about this. As Casey said, this thing is making national news. If you're a juror, and look, the letter of the law is going to be the letter of the law, right? But if you're a juror, in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, what steps did the individual take to try to mitigate the circumstance? Like, was he on the, like, logically you would say, and you don't know how you would respond until something's happening in real time, and I'm sure that's going to be a part of the defense, but logically you would say, were you on the phone with 911? Wouldn't your immediate thought be, once you've retrieved your weapon or whatever, wouldn't you be saying to yourself, hey, somebody's trying to get in my house, I gotta call the authorities? Like, none of that appeared to be happening in this case.
Yeah, also the guy Mauricio, Maria's husband, according to witnesses in the affidavit, they did not try to force entry. They were taken to what they thought was a model home to clean this home. I think there's a little bit of a language barrier, the ability to read and speak English. Maybe they couldn't see all the signs up, if there were any signs. But wouldn't you know if somebody was home? If you were sent to clean a model home, and assuming there's like cars in the driveway or activity in a home that's full looks a lot different than a model home. So according to witnesses, they told the Whitestown Police Department that neither one of these people forced entry. They were trying to access what they believe was the current address, and Mauricio's GPS is what led them to this home. So maybe he punched in the wrong address, or the person that was directing them to the home gave them the wrong address. Yep.
Ryan Hedder from the WIBC newsroom is our guest. We're talking about the charges. Voluntary manslaughter is the charge yesterday leveled in this Whitestown shooting. It's a horrible, horrible event in which these cleaning people who went to the wrong house, the woman was shot through the door as they were trying to enter the wrong home.
How has the victim's family responded to the charges?
They just want justice. They say that, there's no way the shooting should have happened. Through a translator, they're speaking with the attorney. They had a press conference at about 5 o'clock, and the attorney said, look, this comes down to right and wrong. I think he reiterates a little bit of what we saw and read in the probable cause affidavit. No warning was given. And, we can guess if a warning was given, if they would have understood it, but at least he would have made an attempt. I'm talking about Kurt Anderson, the guy accused in the shooting, would have made an attempt to let these people know at the front door that he was armed, that they were entering a home that was occupied by two people, not a model home.
Now, Guy Relford is arguably the best, not only 2A attorney in the state, he's one of the best in the country.
Sure.
Nobody knows the law like him. He's literally helped write these laws. He seems very reasonable, too, in his approach. Like, the red flag laws he's played a big role in. You get any inkling yesterday from the interview with Hammer and Nigel? Because he said after the interview with Hammer and Nigel, he said, I'm done talking about it. Like, it's all going to play out in court. What the case is actually going to be, like because they were not in the home, and it wasn't a thing where, hey, if some guy's maybe not in the home, but he's banging on the door, maybe you see that as, hey, I got to act quick. Get any inkling from where he's going to go with this?
Yeah, so again, in reading the probable cause affidavit, which I did right before I came onto your show, like the statement kind of says it all to the police. And here's what Kurt Anderson told the police. He said that he believed he was protecting himself and his wife from people that were coming inside. So he fired the one shot, and quickly after seeing the people outside, he didn't announce himself. But I think that's what his defense is going to be, is that he believed he was in danger. He heard something at the door which was getting more and more louder, more aggressive, and he thought he was in danger, so he fired that shot.
What happens next procedurally?
So Friday, they have the initial hearing, and at the hearing, they're going to review the bond. Right now, Anderson is sitting in jail without any bond, but that could be up for review as the judge looks at this case and considers whether he's a flight risk or not.
This is going to be a fascinating case because there appears to be this sort of gray area. Clearly, if someone has entered your home or is in the process of entering your home, you basically got, carte blanche to defend yourself. But this porch area, right? Curtilage, I think, is the technical, language for a lot of this area. Does it apply? And I think this is going to be fascinating to see how Guy Relford handles this from a defense perspective, and then how the prosecution responds to that.
Yeah, real quick, 2 bits of evidence that I kind of took away as big things. I don't believe, and this is reading the probable cause affidavit again, that Kurt Anderson is lying, because the phone call that he made is kind of like minutes before the phone call that Mauricio made for his wife. So everything lines up there.
You're talking about the call after the shooting had happened.
Yeah, I'm sorry, the call after the shooting. Also, they checked Mauricio's phone, the cops did, and the GPS address that he was taken to lines up with the address that he arrived at. So everything lines up. I don't think anything's nefarious in terms of anybody lying here. It's really going to come down to intent, right? Did he intend to just arbitrarily kill somebody, or did he believe he was in danger?
So one thing that I think we need to clarify again, though, because I think this may end up being important in the whole thing, the individual whose home he felt that it was being entered, there was no call from him to 911 during this process, right? Like people are entering my home and words breaking my home. None of that was taking place.
Yeah, he got nervous and heard a commotion outside. He woke up at 6:50. 1 minute later, he fired a single shot through the door.
Okay, real quick, and then we'll let you go. Ryan Hedrick done a phenomenal job kind of getting us updated on the nuts and bolts of what's going on and the charges in this case. Voluntary manslaughter seems like a strong charge for a guy who clearly didn't go to bed that night. I don't think anybody thinks the guy went to bed that night going, hey, I'm going to shoot somebody in the morning. It just seems like a very, and maybe the goal is to get some sort of plea deal out. I don't know, but that just seemed like a very strong charge for something that this guy, whether you think he was in the right or the wrong, didn't ask for this to be put upon him.
Right. It's a level 2 felony, and the prosecutor refused to answer how much time he could get. Maybe the intent is to charge up so he could plead down. I know a lot of prosecutors do that.
Well, I'm wondering, are there any lawmakers or advocacy groups that are trying to use this to change the current law?
Yeah, that's a great question. I'm not aware of any. I do know there was a lot of pressure on this prosecutor leading up to these charges. For a week. They stood outside of his office screaming and hollering for justice to be done in their eyes. And then the attorney for this family held a press conference last week, and then Kent Eastwood said, I've got some sort of family emergency on Friday, when we expected things to happen. This shook out Monday, culminating in the voluntary manslaughter charge.
How are the residents of Whitestown responding to this coverage?
They're shaken. It does not happen. My church is in Whitestown. They're talking about this at my church on Sunday. This does not happen. The original call came in as a home invasion, and people have emailed the WIBC newsroom to have us retract that, but we can't, because that's the call that the Whitestown police sent out. Captain John Yurkosh said it was a home invasion call in progress. That's how they responded. That's why they got so much law enforcement to that address in such a quick amount of time on November 5th.
Is there any part of this that is still under investigation?
No, I just think they have the crime scene technicians. They have all the evidence they need. I think the only thing under investigation is the motive. Why did this guy fire a single shot through the door without saying, I think my home's in trouble? Who's out there? Whatever effort that you need to make to tell somebody to get the heck away from your front door.
Yeah, and I think they're going to try to paint him as a sympathetic character because it's easy for us to sit here and go, well, why didn't he do this? Why didn't he do that? Right. You have no idea how you'd respond if that's happening until you're in that moment, and I think that's going to be Guy Relford's job. Ryan Hendrick, one of the best in the business, WIBC Newsroom. Thank you, my friend.
Thanks, bud.
Yep, it's Kendall and Casey on 93 WIBC.
Coming up on Tony Katz today, President Trump is making deals with Saudi Arabia, including the selling of F-35s. That's after the news at noon on 93 WIBC.
The holidays are right around the corner. Is your home ready for hosting all your guests? My friends at Hope Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling are here to help with any unexpected plumbing or HVAC issues that we know are at the bottom of your holiday prep list. For the month of November, Hope will give you $200 off any $1,000 plus plumbing or HVAC service. Hope is here to help so you can get back to what matters most. Call Hope Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling today at 641-HOPE or online at hopeplumbing.com. Remember lining up before dawn on Black Friday? Those days might be gone, but the excitement isn't. Great Lakes Honda of Fishers is keeping Black Friday alive all month long and kicking off Happy Honda Days. This month only, lease a 2026 CR-V LX all-wheel drive for $359 a month for 39 months with 0 down and registered Winnie Yeti cooler. Visit Great Lakes Honda of Fishers off State Road 37 today. Tax not included with approved credit through Honda Financial. In-stock new Hondas only, not combinable with other offers. $10K a year. All fees and first payment due at signing. Offer ends November 30th. See dealer for details.
What's Jeff Saturday up to these days?
Retiring from football means a lot of things for a guy like me. It means more time to pick up some hobbies, like baking, puzzles, and some gardening. It also means pinching pennies. And that's why I look for unclaimed property at indianaunclaimed.gov. Look, it's your money, and they want you to have it. So check indianaunclaimed.gov or text Jeff to 46220 and search now.
Truck drivers, wherever you want to take your driving career in 2026, Schneider has an opportunity for you. Our huge selection of driving jobs means you can get the home time that suits your schedule. Choose from daily, weekly, monthly, or sometime in between. Plus, Schneider drivers can choose from dedicated, intermodal, dry van, and tanker options. Don't wait to upgrade your career before the new year. Search jobs and apply now at SchneiderJobs.com. That's SchneiderJobs.com.
Guys, you've heard of TRT, but you have no idea what testosterone can do for you. Once you start treatment, you'll wish you'd done it sooner.
Now you can take the TRT test free at Synergen X and the Low T Center. Walk in before 10 a.m. or book ahead at fixmylowt.com.
WIBC cares, and if you or someone you care about needs food assistance, we have resources for you, including food distribution locations with an interactive map. Also, learn how you can make a difference for friends and neighbors in need, all at WIBC.com.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Severe from Vicks.
Sinex Severe Nasal Spray.
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Severe instantly relieves nasal congestion and works 6 times faster than nasal decongestant tablets. The 12 hours of relief allow you to get back to the moments that matter without congestion.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it.
Try Sinex Severe from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Severe from Vicks.
Sinex Severe Nasal Spray.
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Severe instantly relieves nasal congestion and works 6 times faster than nasal decongestant tablets. The 12 hours of relief allow you to get back to the moments that matter without congestion.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it.
Try Sinex Severe from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
WIBC cares, and if you or someone you care about needs food assistance, we have resources for you, including food distribution locations with an interactive map. Also, learn how you can make a difference for friends and neighbors in need, all at WIBC.com.
So lots of people hitting the road for Turkey Day.
That's true. So all the commercial flight restrictions at the 40 different airports that were imposed during the government shutdown, they're now open again. They've been removed. Travelers can move about the country as they please. AAA projecting 82 million Americans are going to travel for Thanksgiving.
Whoa!
It is the busiest holiday travel period. Nearly 90% of the people will be traveling by car.
So it's basically
73 million people on the road.
So it's basically a fourth of the country travels for Thanksgiving, give or take, right?
Right.
And of those traveling, 90% you said are doing it by automobile.
73 million people.
Okay, traveling, though, is a bit deceptive. Like, if you're, I live in Brownsburg. If I went to someone's house in Avon, that's traveling, right?
It is.
We don't think of it over the river and through the woods.
Right.
But that's...
So are you counting that or not?
Well, that's my question. I think that counts as traveling.
Because you're leaving your house.
I mean, technically, if I walk across the lawn to my dad's house, I've traveled, right?
You're traveling by foot. That would be the Rob Kendall way, wouldn't it? We're saving money this year.
Now, I do have a question about the airlines. And this is your game because I don't fly.
Right.
Like, when you're like on the road and you get in all cars must merge into one lane closed ahead, and the traffic gets way backed up. Well, then you reach a point where you're just crawling, but eventually then you reach the point in the road where everything opens up again, and then it just gets back to normal. Is that the way the airplanes are working with the delays? Like, there's all this backup, but after a day or two, hey, everything's back to normal because all the lanes have opened up? Or are we still seeing havoc a week later because of the government shutdown?
Well, they're saying that, it's still going to be a little slow rolling things back to normal, but they do have that backup on the, when they're taking off.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Well, the jets will line up, on the tarmac so that they can take off.
But I'm saying, like, now, if I wanted to get on a flight, am I back to business as normal or business as usual? Or are they saying, hey, you still have to, we're a week behind because of the...
I don't think it's going to be that bad because of the shutdown. It's going to be bad because there's so many people traveling. That's what the delays are going to be.
Sure.
It's more of a delay getting through TSA than the planes. 6 million people expected to fly.
Okay.
It's a 2% increase from last year, by the way.
I have to ask you a question,
What?
and I'm sure I'm going to come off very old having asked this. What is 6'7"?
It's a phrase the kids are using.
But what's it mean?
It doesn't mean anything.
Apparently, it's a reference to a British gang, and I guess they say 6'7".
But here it means there's not, like, the average person doesn't know what it means, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
There's no deep
meaning to it. The Tippecanoe County Sheriff's Office, they posted a video saying that there was going to be a new law called Ordinance 6'7", and they were declaring the phrase 6'7" illegal to use, except for in math problems. And then they went to some schools, and they were enforcing the new ordinance, and they were handing out fake tickets to students, having a little fun with it. Here's a hot take for you.
Yeah.
I'm fine with 6'7". It's something that any kid can do. It's not offensive, and it doesn't mean anything. So have at it.
But I don't understand why it's a thing. Like, why
did everybody latch onto it?
Like, there's no meaning to any of it.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
Like,
I said, it's just something that anybody can do.
Huh.
So
I didn't miss out on anything.
You could say it right now if you want.
Huh.
You have to do the hands, though.
Well, I was worried because I see people what do you mean I have to do the hands?
Well, kind of like you're weighing something, 6'7".
Is that what they do when they say
Yeah.
6'7"?
Yeah.
The children move their hands back and forth?
Yes.
This is the most stupid thing ever.
Yeah.
I was nervous about even commenting on anything with the phrase on it because I thought, well, maybe it's some super hidden racist, homophobic, whatever thing, and I'm going to get in trouble for
Not that I'm aware of.
even engaging in it. You're telling me there's just nothing to it.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. So have at it. Do it. Do it right now. Start doing it around the house. Say it to your wife.
I still don't. There must have been something. I feel like there just must have been something that I missed. But that's where we're at in our society. Things just become a phrase.
What was it? Dictionary.com declared it the word of the year for 2025.
Kev asked me, he was like, back in the Stone Age when you were in high school, Rob, what was the phrase the kids were saying? I don't remember any phrases. Like, I don't remember any hand signs.
Didn't people used to mimic, like, WWE?
Oh, yeah, that was the
stuff?
thing. The wrestlers were big back then.
Yeah.
But people weren't, like, walking down the hall doing crotch chops like Degeneration X or, asking people if they smelled what they're cooking, like the Rock.
See, now I grew up in the 80s, so there's all sorts of slang from the 80s.
Like what?
Like gag me with a spoon and...
What?
You guys haven't heard that?
Never.
Cowabunga?
No. Come back to gag me with the spoon. I want to know more about that.
That's like the whole Valley Girl speak.
No, I have no idea. Tell me now. Inject this into my veins. I'm so curious.
It was a phrase. If you didn't like something, you say, ooh, gag me with the spoon. Grody.
Kind of boring.
Yeah. Well.
Kev perked up too.
6'7".
Don't look at me like there's something wrong with me.
6'7".
I was curious.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kendall Casey, it's 93 WIBC.
Do you suffer from sore feet, back, knee, or hip pain? The Good Feet Arch Support System has helped many people find relief, like Tim.
I'm always telling my colleagues who have sore feet, this is the greatest thing. I'll even take my shoe off and show them. And I believe in the product so much. When you have something that works, you kind of want to share it with people. It worked for me, maybe it can work for you.
Or do you wake up at night with heel pain, like Crystal?
I would wake up in the middle of the night with all kinds of pain in my heels and in my arch. So I went to the Good Feet store, and ever since then, I've been pain-free. I wear them every day. I wear them when I walk, at the gym, when I work. They're great.
Get back to walking, working, and exercising, and imagine a life without pain. No shots, no surgery, no medication. You've got nothing to lose but your pain. Stop into the Good Feet store today for a free fitting and test walk. We're located in Castleton by the Fashion Mall or in Greenwood, just off the 65.
Thanks to the Good Feet store. Thanks to the Good Feet store.
So what's in the bag today? Yesterday's leftovers? Another lunch meat sandwich? Well, go ahead and pull up a rock and settle in for a half hour of I wish I was eating something else. Or you could be eating something else, or someplace else. If you're brown bagging it at the corner of 30th and Shadeland area, drop over to His Place Eatery for 30 minutes of, why didn't I know about this place sooner? Nothing fancy, not a lot of frills. They save that for the quality of the meal. Like ribs that fall off the bone, southern fried chicken, sides that will cause your taste buds to thank you into tomorrow. Put that in your brown bag and eat it. Better yet, bank the bag. Go to His Place Eatery at the corner of 30th and Shadeland, or the newest location off 86th and Ditch Road. Your dirty boots and work clothes are welcome here. His Place, your place for lunch. Go to hisplaceeatery.com to learn more.
If you're experiencing a hardship and need to quickly sell your home, we may be able to help.
I'm excited to start the new chapter of my life. I'm going to be moving 2 states away to be with my husband. Simple Quarters did not drag anything out. Simple Quarters wanted to get this done as quickly as I did, which was fantastic. I had the offer, I believe, within 2 hours of them coming through and doing the walkthrough. It just couldn't have worked out better. It really couldn't have.
Call Simple Quarters 317-900-HOME.
Woke radical liberals are screwing up this country, but Senator Jim Banks is fighting back. He backed one big, beautiful tax cut for working families, ending Social Security taxes for nearly all seniors, and taxes on tips and overtime gone. So call Senator Jim Banks at 202-224-4814 and thank him for backing working family tax cuts and putting America first. Paid for by American Prosperity Alliance.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues? Who are you? Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Hey, listen to this. All I needed was a new starter. Got a great deal on eBay. Did it myself.
Yeah, that's cool. But how about the soft purr of an upgraded exhaust when it fits just right?
For me, it's the little things, like these new windshield wipers from eBay I installed.
From small fixes to big upgrades, eBay has all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Service. Veterans have our backs. Now we should have theirs. Learn more at gotyoursix.org.
Coming up in 2 minutes from the Technology Recyclers Studios, what the attorney of the family of the cleaning woman shot and killed earlier this month is saying about the case this week after charges were filed, and the new partnership UIndy is announcing this week. You're listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. Time for Fox News. It's 10 o'clock.
The Epstein Files vote is coming today at the House. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
The truth is finally going to come out.
Democratic Congressman Ro Khanna has led the push to compel the release of more documents from the investigation into the late Jeffrey Epstein's underage girls' sex trafficking.
And when it comes out, this country is really going to have a moral reckoning. How did we allow this to happen?
After he and Republican lawmakers spoke outside the Capitol a short time ago, Epstein victims took the mic, including Annie Farmer.
This is not an issue of a few corrupt Democrats or a few corrupt Republicans. This is a case of institutional betrayal. Because these crimes were not properly investigated, so many more girls and women were harmed.
President Trump's urged Republicans to vote yes today, saying they have nothing to hide. He's also calling on Congress in a Truth Social post to reform health care so that subsidies go to Americans to buy coverage, not insurance companies. Next hour, President Trump will host Saudi Arabia's leader, Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, at the White House, where Fox's Jared Halpern reports.
While not technically a state visit, 2 days of meetings with cabinet officials and business leaders are planned, and the president is hosting the Crown Prince at a black-tie dinner tonight. President Trump says he will sell F-35 fighter jets to Saudi Arabia, and the two leaders are expected to expand defense and economic agreements. The president has also made clear his desire for Saudi Arabia to join the Abraham Accords, establishing formal ties with Israel.
In the West Bank today, an Israeli was killed, 3 others injured when a car rammed into them, and then they got stabbed in an attack Israel says was carried out by 2 terrorists who were killed by Israeli soldiers. Back to the Saudi talks today. The president is expected to announce a deal on a multi-billion-dollar investment in American artificial intelligence infrastructure from the Saudis. Now, unrelated to that, OpenAI and ChatGPT among the internet sites that went offline in a widespread outage this morning affecting internet infrastructure provider Cloudflare, which has said the problem's resolved. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
He says it's about getting justice. It's cloudy and 44 in the Circle City. Showers in the area, too. Today's high at 49. I'm Jarrett Lewis. Here's what's trending at 10:02. Attorney Alex Lamontis is representing the family of the cleaning woman shot and killed on the morning of November 5th at a home in Whitestown. He spoke to the media on Monday after the Boone County Prosecutor's Office announced the charges against the homeowner, Kurt Anderson.
My entire team is committed to ensuring that Maria's family receives the answers, the support, and the justice, both in the criminal system and through the civil process that they deserve.
Anderson is charged with voluntary manslaughter in the shooting death of Maria Florinda Rios Perez. His initial hearing is set for Friday. After catching a motorcyclist speeding at more than 100 miles per hour in a 55-mile-per-hour zone, a state police trooper patrolling an area of U.S. Highway 41 in Fountain County on Sunday lost sight of the motorcycle as it headed towards the city of Attica. Officers there noticed the rider still driving at a high rate of speed. The bike sped past one officer, then sideswiped the other's patrol vehicle. Police say the driver then failed to stop at an intersection, collided with a Chevy pickup truck, and was ejected from the motorcycle. That biker later died at the hospital. The University of Indianapolis recently announcing a new partnership in the city. Jonette Cruz has more.
In a move aimed at securing the future of Indiana's multi-billion-dollar sports industry, the University of Indianapolis and the Indiana Sports Corp are joining forces. The collaboration aligns with the Indiana Sports Corp's 2050 vision to make Indiana the global epicenter of sports. The agreement guarantees UIndy students, including those in business, communication, and sports management, guaranteed internships and professional development with the nation's first sports commission. Leaders say this partnership ensures that the future event management professionals are trained right here in Indiana, strengthening the state's capacity to host world-class events. Jonette Cruz, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
The losses keep piling up for the Indiana Pacers. They have the worst record in the NBA as they fell to the Detroit Pistons 127-112 last night. Head coach Rick Carlisle says it comes down to too many turnovers.
The first half was rough because of the fouls. Couldn't get anything going rhythm-wise. Third quarter, he caught a rhythm.
Benedict Mathurin was back in the lineup last night. He scored 25 points. Indiana's next game is tomorrow night at home against Charlotte. And men's basketball is in the third week of the season, college basketball. Evansville is 2-2 and hosts UT Arlington tonight. For tomorrow, 2-2 Indiana State hosts Louisiana Tech, and Notre Dame will welcome in Bellarmine. I'm Jarrett Lewis on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com. Kendall Casey back in 1 minute.
You know exactly why you need to remodel that kitchen of yours. The space, it's outdated. You can't move around like you used to. It doesn't work like it needs to. You want to entertain and you want to improve your quality of life. This can happen, just not with the kitchen you have. You need to call Booher Remodeling, B-O-O-H-E-R, BooherRemodeling.com. They can take that old kitchen that's deteriorating and broken down and turn it into something that works for you and your family. Their 5-step design process from start to finish, the consultation, the preliminary design design. The design development, getting all the documents together and then getting it done. The best materials, the most skilled craftsmen in Central Indiana. Boer Remodeling will guide you through the entire process, starting with a free initial consultation, and they stand behind their work with a 2-year workmanship guarantee. Create that new kitchen. Design experts can use an existing layout or begin completely from scratch. Talk to Boer Remodeling today. BOOHER. BoerRemodeling.com. That's BoerRemodeling.com.
You're listening to Rob Kendall.
When we talk about sending money somewhere, we're talking about printing the money because we have no money.
And Casey Daniels.
My government would never lie to me, would they?
On 93 WIBC.
I'm thinking about moseying on over there to the State House after we get off the air today.
Yeah, you think they're still going to be there?
I don't know.
The gathering starts at 11.
It's kind of early. Should have done it after our show. How long are they going to gather
Maybe they
for?
did it at 11 on purpose.
Because there's some...
He'll be on the air. He won't be able to come over here.
There's some event going on at the State House about redistricting, right? Today is Org Day. That is short for Organization Day. It's where the lawmakers come back. They do it every November, and it is essentially the start of the upcoming legislative session. Now, after today, they mostly leave, and then it's not like they're there working. It's the most government thing ever. They start and then essentially quit.
Take a break.
Only for a couple months, only to start again. But it, I believe technically is the kickoff of the legislative session.
Right.
And there is some rally, something or other plan. Very vague about what's going on, but it's in support of redistricting.
Correct, and people are supposed to wear red if you're going to go to the rotunda.
They're going to line up with the angry red-shirted teachers.
And express
yourself. Red is already taken.
Yeah. So yesterday, a lot of the lawmakers, they kind of avoided taking any questions about some of the pressure they were facing from Donald Trump over the redistricting. They want to talk about it, and now it's come out that they've been invited, some of them, to the White House, and your good friend Scott Baldwin.
Can I just read what I wrote about Scott Baldwin?
Yeah.
So Trump is inviting these lawmakers to the White House. Like, haven't we already done this? Didn't we already do a Republican lawmakers take a trip to the White House? What didn't get said there that's going to get said now?
Isn't that for the House of Representatives, though?
Oh, was it just the House?
I thought so.
Oh, it wasn't all of them?
This is directed towards the Senators.
That was not very good planning on his part then. Why wouldn't he have just invited...
Everybody?
Are you sure it wasn't everyone? Was it just the House? I don't know. Anyway, so our old pal Scott Baldwin. Now, let me remind you who Scott Baldwin is. Scott Baldwin is a state senator. He's from the Hamilton County area, and he is a leader of, I forget what O he is, CEO, COO, is something. He's one of the main guys at a company called Envoy, which is a construction management company, a multi-billion-dollar company. And that company, based on their own website, appears to make a gajillion dollars off of government-related contracts. Well, Scott Baldwin is one of the people who was a leader in gutting the original Senate Bill 1, the property tax reform bill, that would have really helped people. And then it came out, hey, this guy's voting on something that his company appears to be making a gajillion dollars off of. That kind of seems like, one, an a-hole move to not recuse yourself.
Conflict of interest.
And a total conflict of interest that your company's making money off something, or potentially making money off that you're voting on, right? All these local government contracts. So it came out that, according to Adam Wren, Portonville, Politico, he said that Scott Baldwin is one of the people that is going to the White House. Can I just read my retweet? I didn't want to misquote myself.
Sure.
So I took the story, the report that Baldwin is going.
You are very influential.
Yeah, he said, wouldn't be surprised if he brings some design plans for the ballroom from his construction management company. You know, the multi-billion-dollar company that makes a fortune off local governments. If there's a buck to be made off government, Baldwin gets a bat signal.
We've got some construction going on here. Thoughts?
But it's another example, though, of a guy who will go all the way to Washington, D.C. if it involves meeting with Donald Trump. But he wouldn't lift a finger to talk or meet or help us when it came, or you, most importantly, when it came to property taxes.
Okay, so the Indy Star is reporting that the Speaker of the House, Todd Houston, said lawmakers will likely tweak the property tax relief law. And the Senate President Pro Tem Rod Bray suggested they would review the assessment process, but he ruled out any major revisions this session.
Now, wait a second. And
What's going on there?
I got into this yesterday. I did multiple interviews. One of them was with Kayla Dwyer from IndyStar. And we actually, we were talking about redistricting, and then we got into the property tax thing. Because these two, what's fascinating about this is these two things are merging together now into one thing. And so much of the lack of support, I think, about redistricting is what appears patently obvious to people, that these lawmakers and the governor, there is no limit they will go to help Donald Trump, who actually really doesn't care about Indiana at all. This is not about Indiana. This is about Trump being helped with better numbers in the House. Look, if this were happening in Utah or Idaho or wherever, he would be there. It's not like he has some deep-seated investment in Indiana. He thinks he can bully these people because they're Republicans into what he wants to do. And so you can't separate this, because these lawmakers showed no effort or onus. Braun did the bare minimum in terms of lip service, in terms of, trying to make people think that he cared about property taxes. But as we saw at the end, he really didn't. He didn't fight. He didn't stand up. He didn't push back. He didn't do exactly what he's doing here. And so these things are now merging because the public are saying, well, why? Why didn't you guys care enough about us like you do redistricting? And I think it's really stained the process, because clearly they can do it. They can fight. They can dig in, the governor, the members of the General Assembly, when they want to. It shows you they just don't care about the spikes that you've had in property taxes, which brings us to one of the major problems with Braun is he is a habitual pathological liar. And according to those people that he met with, this group of conservative activists that have totally bought into his BS because he invited him to the governor's mansion, he told them, and he tried to tell me this last session, we're coming back for more next year. Right. We're not done. You watch. You just wait. And I said, well, you better tell people what that is. And he told these people this same line of BS. And
he's got an ace up his sleeve.
And according to Houston and Bray yesterday, basically,
one saying they're going to tweak it. The other said, it's not going to be any major revision.
But then we come back to Braun being such a habitual pathological liar. He said before in press availabilities or whatever, oh, no, people really like the property tax bill. It's fine. I don't really see any changes coming from it. I mean, he can't even keep his story straight. And this is the problem Braun is having, is that people are not invested in Braun. People may be invested in Trump, but Braun is the same thing with the property tax law bill. Braun was the point man on all this. The legislature thinks he's a complete joke. Rod Bray laughs at Mike Braun and says, you are a complete joke. You are not in charge here. I am in charge here. And so Braun has no juice to move anything. And people who should be on his team are at best apprehensive and not all in, because they say, you've proven you can fight for things when you want to. This thing doesn't help me at all. Why didn't you care about me?
It's something that he wants to fight for. Well, okay. So a couple of things. You said that group of conservative people who went to the governor's mansion bought into his BS about property taxes. Isn't that what's going to happen to these senators that are going to the White House to meet with Trump? They're going to buy into it because they're wined and dined. They're given the grand tour. They're going to be made to feel special. So they're going to be pressured and possibly change their mind.
Here's what Trump doesn't understand, though. And this is where, and I wouldn't expect him to, the problem is the behavior, right? This ridiculous, totally unprofessional, calling out local, state. I mean, that seems so beneath the office of the presidency to be calling out local state senators for making decisions based on what they're hearing from their constituents.
So Trump truthed out, I will be strongly endorsing any state senator or House member from the great state of Indiana that votes against the Republican Party and our nation by not allowing for redistricting for congressional seats in the United States House of Representatives.
Yeah, they're not afraid of that because Trump did that last year, and Micah Beckwith beat him. Well, we beat him. let's face it, Micah exists. And I take full blame for this, and I'll wear it. But I was trying to do the right thing. I was trying to help people. I was trying to fix property taxes, which I've said no more trying anymore from this part of our show because all I got was grief for it. But we are the reason Micah won at that convention, and he wakes up every day knowing that. And again, we were trying to do the right thing. In the end, Micah was a complete fraud and failure. But it's not like had Julie McGuire got in there, she would have been some warrior on property tax either. So no harm, no foul, other than my dignity and trust in humanity. But the point is, Trump already endorsed Julie McGuire. Remember that? Remember he came out, all you delegates got to vote for her. What happened? She lost. These state senators look at this and go, who cares? Your endorsement means nothing in a state Senate race.
Well, and some of these state senators aren't up for re-election for 3 years.
Exactly. Jim Buck has been there since the earth was young. He don't care. He'll raise $1 gajillion. He's got all his people in there. He's got all his organization ready to go. Trump is going to make himself look so silly on some of this. Not that he cares, but it's utterly ridiculous to think that the president of the United States, who has major inflation issues, who has major cost of living issues, who has all sorts of international conflicts he's dealing with, has all sorts of issues related to national security and the border, he is wasting his time trying to shame obscure, random state senators in the middle of the country. It's pathetic.
So you had a statement from State Senator Blake Dorio, said that he's been a long time Trump supporter and wants Donald Trump to continue to be successful, but said that we should be focusing on flipping existing congressional districts that are trending toward Republican anyway.
Yeah, and again, if you guys just did your jobs and governed better, people would want to vote for you. Let's take a break because I want to talk about what this is about for me, because I know Hammer and Nigel got into this yesterday, and I still think there's some confusion from some people. I mean, look, you got to take the social media people out of the equation because social media is a cesspool of ridiculous. But I think there's some people that are confused on why I'm so against this, because I always hear you've sold out. You're a rhino. You're a Bray this or a Bray that. Why don't we talk about this? Because my thing is not about being for any of these people.
You just like them all equally.
Yeah, I'm not on anybody's team. So why don't we talk about that when we come back? Because I think that's important.
It's Kendall and Casey. It's 93 WIBC.
A House vote is expected today on the Epstein files.
93 WIBC.
Trump says he supports the resolution.
What happens next?
But they were with him all the time. I wasn't at all.
Happens here.
The secretary has been highlighting how processed foods could affect people's long-term health.
Stay in the know.
A judge has blocked the deployment of National Guard troops.
While you're on the go.
Trump will host Saudi Arabia's leader.
Saudi Arabian flags are flying alongside the U.S.
Hear the news.
Victims of road rage incidents.
On air, online, and on Alexa.
You've got your whole life ahead of you, so choose a Medicare plan you can count on. And that's what you get with a Medicare Advantage plan from United Healthcare. With more than 45 years' experience serving its members, United Healthcare has plans with low monthly premiums that fit your life today and as your needs change tomorrow. The Medicare annual enrollment period ends December 7th, so go to uhc.com/Medicare today. United Healthcare Medicare plans. It's Medicare coverage Indiana can count on.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks Vapor Stick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks Vapors in an easy-to-apply stick, and it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks Vapo Stick, soothing comfort for the whole family. And try Vicks Vapo Shower Max for steamy Vicks Vapors when you need more comfort for yourself. Use as directed.
Do you remember what was happening in America? Families struggling, billions in wasteful spending. But Senator Todd Young fought back. He voted for working family tax cuts, and Senator Young voted to crack down on waste, fraud, and abuse, saving taxpayers billions. So call Senator Todd Young at 202-224-5623 and thank him for supporting the Working Families Tax Cut. Paid for by American Prosperity Alliance.
Without an Advent clinic nearby, people suffering needlessly from chronic nasal congestion and sinus infections would be stuck with either Band-Aid or sledgehammer solutions. Band-Aids are pills or nasal sprays, and they're not true solutions. Surgery is a sledgehammer, and that's what we're trying to avoid. Because most people don't need surgery for nose and sinus issues, nor do they want a 14-day recovery. Our unique Advent approach can, in 20 minutes in our office, open your blocked nose for good, with only 1-day recovery. I'm Advent founder Dr. Kandula. Outside of Advent's four walls, invasive surgery is what they'll recommend. But here, you will find effective and convenient in-office solutions to help you stop the need for Band-Aids and avoid the sledgehammer.
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. Most insurance accepted.
Transform your bath and double the value. It's B Windows Black Friday bath sale. Buy one bath, get one free. Plus no interest and no payments for 24 months. Call now or visit bwindow.com.
This hour powered by Pierce Jewelers, designers of fine custom jewelry in Carmel.
The absolutism in our society is fascinating to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's getting worse. And I think social media plays a big role in it.
Well, you got to pick a side.
Yeah, I mean, that's what's fascinating to me. And I wanted to take a moment, by the way, it's Kendall Casey show, I'm Rob, that's Casey, to talk about, again, look, we've talked about this many times, but I still don't think it's totally clear to people why I'm so against redistricting.
Tell me. Say more words.
Well, because it's like, I see this stuff on social media, and I just chuckle at it, and I'm the sort of guy who I retweet insults about me because it's so, to me, it is so ridiculous the amount of effort people waste on me. I have no power over anyone.
Right.
I'm the radio guy. Mm-hmm. I can't vote on anything. I can't force people to vote on anything. I have no power over anybody, and yet it is just, especially now in this redistricting thing, now that it's heating up, like just vile things from just complete strangers, and I have to chuckle at it because it's like, do you even know who I am? Like, I don't have a say in any of this.
Not do you know who I am, but do you know who I am?
And so then it morphs
Will you
into...
recover?
I retweeted one guy's insult. I said, I'm never going to recover from this.
Yes.
But like, and the other thing that's totally lost in society is humor. So when Bray came out with that big "we're not meeting" announcement, I changed my profile photo to Rod Bray.
Right.
And then I
really confused a lot of people.
Yes, which still is. I'll probably change that after today. Because people are like, every time I see your post, I think Rod Bray is bringing smoke on somebody, and I can't fathom why he's doing this.
Well, I think a lot of people took it as that you were cheering him on.
Right. Look, and it's fascinating to me. Like, nobody gets humor anymore. Nobody appreciates humor anymore. So I'll try to be as specific as I can with this. And then hopefully, you can disagree with it, but it's like ridiculous that people, you're a Bray bootlicker. You've sold out. You're a rhino. No, I still hate all these people the exact same way I did yesterday or the day before that. What this is doing is it is putting on full display who all of these lawmakers are and how little they actually care about you. And the longer this plays out and the more it goes, the more they're putting on full display all of the issues that they could be passionate about. All of the issues that they could say, we must address this for the people. The property taxes, the utility bills, the gas tax, the blatant just corruption and crony capitalism and conflicts of interest in our government. CIEDC.
IEDC, yeah.
Nobody's saying a word about any of that. None of these lawmakers that are like, yeah, special session, let's go, let's do this. That isn't about you. They're showing you that they don't care about you. They care about themselves. They care about how they're viewed by the president. They care about their own political careers. They'll move heaven and earth for that, but they won't lift a damn finger to help you. And until you, the people, figure out, and it smacks you right between the eyes, I don't know what time this is, the 50th time, and start voting differently and making different choices, you're going to keep getting the same crappy governance. I've said from the beginning, I don't give two damns what the result of this is, because it ain't going to affect my life one way or another. I'm going over there when our show gets done. If it's still going, I want somebody to look me in the face and look me right in the eyes and go, 2 more Jefferson Shreves is going to change my life so much for the better. All this circus is totally worth it because we're going to get 2 more Jennifer Ruth Greens in the Congress, and that will hold the Republic together. It's ludicrous.
Poor Jefferson Shreve. He's been taking a lot of shrapnel.
Well, he
during all of
should.
this.
He's a disingenuous fraudster.
Okay.
He totally should.
Now, you're talking about the state senators and the state reps, but the redistricting conversation is about what the government will do on the federal level. So what is the argument to that?
Nothing's going to change. They already have control of the federal government. Are they getting spending under control? The Republicans have full control of the federal government. They proved with the big, beautiful bullcrap bill, they can pass whatever they want. Did they get any spending under control?
No.
Illegal immigrants still getting health care? Trans kids, the trans stuff still taking place? Yes, absolutely. They didn't do anything to help regular people. They didn't do anything for affordability. They didn't do anything for inflation. They have full control of the federal government right now, and they're not following through on their promises again. Eventually, people have to wake up and realize all of these people, the Democrats and the Republicans, they live off of non-existent boogeymen. They live off you living in fear. Oh, you must do this or the Republic will not exist. If we don't get 2 more Republicans in the House, it's all over for us. Well, how does that make any sense? Nothing's getting better right now, and you guys have control of everything, just like the last time you guys had control of everything. Nothing ever changes. Nothing ever changes. I don't like Rod Bray. I don't think he's a great guy. I don't think he's doing this for anything other than himself. The same way Trump isn't doing this for anything but himself.
You don't think that he's listening to what the polling says and the constituents are saying?
I think if Rod Bray got something out of this, he would do it. But there's no win for him. He's not running for U.S. House. He's not going to get one of those seats. He has a supermajority right now. He doesn't do anything that he doesn't want to do. So why would he invest all this time and effort in something that gives him nothing?
Are you concerned at all about federal dollars being cut from Indiana?
No, I think that'd be great. I think if we showed just how petty Donald Trump is, think about that. Arguably, no state has done more for Donald Trump than Indiana. They've been so good to him, and clearly based on the comments of Braun, Trump is showing you he's so petty that if you don't do this one thing, he's going to take money from you. That's our government. That's who runs us. This is so much bigger than this redistricting conversation. And at the end of the day, the guy who I want exposed the most and I want to suffer the most is the guy who's getting exposed and suffering the most, and that's Mike Braun. Because Mike Braun looked me and thousands of people right in the eye, and he lied. He lied over and over and over. So, yes, I want Mike Braun to fail. And I believe that if this goes down, he's going down.
He's going to go down with it.
By the way, you know who's already started getting the campaign bus rolling? Todd Rokita.
Well, isn't that always the step?
The Rokita.
Attorney General to governor?
The Rokita for governor. And look, Rokita may be the biggest blowhard in the world. He's in strong competition to win the award. But I do think that, like on property taxes, Rokita would have certainly vetoed and called a special session. I think Rokita lives for the fight. I don't think he would ever hide in a corner and run from the legislature. So, the whole thing.
Now, he's in a position he doesn't have to take a stand on the redistricting. He did, though.
No, absolutely not. He's taken the default easy position, which is, we should totally do it. I'll defend the maps if we do it. In the meantime, he's watching Braun fail again. Braun is is writing checks with his mouth that his actions can't cash. He's all likelihood going to fail on this, the way he failed on property taxes, and even more people are going to hate Mike Braun. And Todd Rokita ain't going to go work a real job. So the only logical step he's been avoiding that like the plague for 20 years. So the next logical step for him is, I'm going to run for governor. And Braun is handing it to him. Micah certainly can't do it now. So they're handing it to Todd Rokita on a silver platter.
I do want to ask you, though, what about the argument that all of this began because of a rigged census? That's what Donald Trump is saying.
That Trump was in charge of? Donald Trump was in charge of the census. Now, you may not like the ruling of the Supreme Court that you have to count the illegal immigrants. I'm sorry, that's still the ruling. There's lots of things they do that I don't like. But Trump was in charge of this census, so if it's rigged, the people who helped rig it were people he appointed to the Supreme Court. You see how illogical this all is? It's always about a boogeyman. It's always about keeping people in fear. It's always about distracting you from the job they're not doing so you won't hold them accountable. There, did that clarify it?
I hope so. It is Kendall and Casey on 93 WIBC.
Andy Moore Ford in Plainfield has the best deals, the best selection, and now it has my 2 exclusive offers. Walk into Andy Moore Ford in Plainfield all Black Friday week and say, I heard about the fantastic Ford Black Friday on Tony Katz, and you can get $2,000 off your best deal, or you could take 20% off your service bill. Andy Moore Ford in Plainfield does have the selection. The cars, the trucks, the SUVs, the fleet vehicles. If you own a business, you need to be working with Andy Moore Ford. And now, the best deals all Black Friday week. Just walk in and say, I heard about the fantastic Ford Black Friday on Tony Katz, and get $2,000 off your best deal. And the deal is going to be amazing. Or 20% off your service. And the service at Andy Moore Ford is impeccable. Andy Moore Ford in Plainfield, 2713 East Main Street in Plainfield, or online at Andy Moore Ford. That's MOHR.
I love Andy.
AndyMooreFord.com.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
An important vote is coming. Cloudy, 44. Rain continues to fall. Today's high at just 49. I'm Jarrett Lewis. It's now 10:31. The House expected to vote today on a bill to force the Justice Department to release files related to Jeffrey Epstein. President Trump called on House Republicans to vote to release the files, saying, quote, "We have nothing to hide." Annie Farmer, an Epstein abuse survivor, spoke out before the vote today, accusing the federal government of years of negligence.
This is not an issue of a few corrupt Democrats or a few corrupt Republicans. This is a case of institutional betrayal. Because these crimes were not properly investigated, so many more girls and women were harmed.
And the measure would block the DOJ from redacting anything for political or reputational reasons. It already has support from a majority of House members. President Trump talking more about a timeline for Americans to receive tariff dividend checks.
The president last week floated the idea of distributing payments of at least $2,000 from revenue brought in with new tariffs. He tells reporters at the White House,
We've taken in hundreds of millions of dollars in tariff money. We're going to be issuing dividends later on. Somewhere prior to, probably in the middle of next year, a little bit later than that, of thousands of dollars for individuals of moderate income, middle income.
That's not defined yet. With the rest of the revenue,
we're going to pay down debt.
If the Supreme Court rolls back tariffs, ruling some are outside his authority, the president said Friday, I'd have to do something else. Chris Foster, Fox News.
And video game and electronics retailer GameStop is expanding its trade-in policy for one day. On December 6th, the store says they're offering Trade Anything Day for in-store credit as long as it can fit in a GameStop box and is not alcohol, drugs, weapons, or animals. I'm Jarrett Lewis on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Groceries, gas, just about everything you can buy comes with a tax on it. No matter what, the government's always there to take their cut of your cash. Your money belongs to you. That's why Congressman Jim Baird joined with President Donald Trump to pass historic legislation to ensure you keep more of your hard-earned cash. According to the White House, Congressman Baird's vote means Americans will receive a tax cut, saving over $10,000 every year. They'll get no taxes on tips for workers. And families will receive permanent increases to child tax credits and expanded child care access. That means bigger paychecks, a stronger economy, and more prosperity across our nation. To learn more about how President Trump and Congressman Jim Baird are saving American families money and putting money in your wallet, call Congressman Baird's office at 317-563-5567 or visit baird.house.gov.
Paid for by official funds authorized by the House of Representatives.
Are you losing your hair from the repeated stress of government constantly screwing you over? Well, if that's the case, then do what I did. Make the call to We Grow Hair Indy. You laugh, Casey. That's a very serious condition of people losing their hair due to constantly being screwed by their government. 317-522-2995. That's the phone number, 317-522-2995. Schedule your totally free, no hassle, no obligation consultation. Darren and the gang, top notch. They are awesome guys. They'll take a look at what you got going on. They'll give you some suggestions on how to make that better. Then it's up to you. In the meantime, as you're pondering that decision, you can check out some other folks that made the choice to get their confidence back by heading over to WeGrowHairIndy.com. WeGrowHairIndy.com. Schedule today, 317-522-2995. 317-522-2995. Tell them Rob sent you.
It's time. You've been putting off that kitchen or bath remodel long enough. What are you waiting for? Get started today with Boer Remodeling. Boer Remodeling customer Kathy had a bath remodel with Boer. Kathy, talk a little bit about your experience.
Our experience with Boer has been terrific. The process was so easy and seamless. When we decided to do a larger remodel of our first floor, Boer was the first company we thought of hiring.
And were you happy with the results?
The results are amazing, and we are so happy with our home and the work that Boer did.
Peter is another recent Boer Remodeling customer with a new kitchen. Peter, what was the best part about working with Boer?
We especially liked the active participation that we were able to have in selection of stone for the countertops. Really came out beautiful. The cabinets also came out very, very well.
The best materials, the most skilled craftsmen in Central Indiana. They'll guide you through the entire process. Start with a free consultation. Talk to Boer Remodeling today. That's BOOHER, BoerRemodeling.com.
Express the heartwarming message that says love is about being together. Let a Pierce Jewelers diamond engagement ring be the symbol that says, I love you. Shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers.
I gotta admit, I find the whole Epstein saga very confusing.
In what way?
Well, it just seems like everybody keeps switching sides, right? So now Trump is all on board after months of fighting the release of the Epstein stuff. Now he's like, well, just get it out there. There's a bunch of Democrats in there. It'll be great. So, of course, then that raises the question, well, how do you know there's a bunch of Democrats in there? What do you know about the Epstein files?
Right, what have you seen?
And if there were a bunch of Democrats, why wouldn't you have been immediately like, get it out there, put it out there? And then the Republicans were all against this. Remember, there were only a handful of Republicans who signed the discharge petition, teaming up with the Democrats to get this info out there.
I believe it was 4.
Right, and to the point where Trump was calling 2 of them, allegedly, the day of, telling them to remove the signature.
And then when Marjorie Taylor Greene was coming out saying, let's release it, let's get it out there, Trump totally turned on her.
Right, and then now that Trump has said release it, then all the Republicans, and this is so, it's bad, it's not good, it's not what they're supposed to be doing. These Republicans in Congress are so subservient to Trump. Now they've just flipped the switch too, and like, yeah, we should release all the Epstein stuff. When just a week ago they were like, no, don't sign that discharge petition. No, they kept that woman out of Congress for a month.
And wasn't Thomas Massey from Kentucky behind this as well? And him and Trump are in a big fight.
They kept that Democrat woman who won the special election. They were so against this Epstein stuff coming out that they kept that woman who won the special election out of Congress for a month. They hid behind the government shutdown because she was going to be the deciding signature on the discharge petition. So this doesn't make any sense to me. One, it's just a horrible indictment of our Congress that they are so afraid and subservient to Trump that whatever he says, they have no core conviction anymore. No check and balance whatsoever. We're for it. We're against it. We're this. We're that. Trump, I'm against it. Now I'm for it. But, doesn't make any sense. And then the Democrats now, they appear to be on the verge of flipping again. They were all like, yeah, release the files. But then people were like, well, why didn't you release the files when you had full control of the government? Don't know. Release the files. But now that the Republicans are for it, they appear to, more of them are like, yeah, maybe we shouldn't release the files. This is just maddening, Casey. It's maddening.
So the House, they're expected to vote today on the Epstein Files Transparency Act, and that would require the DOJ to release all of the records on Epstein. Chuck Schumer was recently asked that question. Why wouldn't the Epstein files have been released in the past 4 years?
Just, I guess, a question that's out there. Why wouldn't they have been released the last 4 years when President Biden was in office?
Well, that's the question every American is asking. Not every American, but so many Americans are asking. What the hell is he hiding? Why doesn't he want them released? When you don't want something like this released, when even a whole lot of Republicans are calling for the release, his own party members, people ask the question, what's he hiding?
Who is he?
Got to be answered.
Who is he? Who is he talking about?
No, sir.
Biden or Trump?
Yeah, well, that's my point. The question, sir, and this is what these politicians do. They answer whatever question they want to answer. No, sir, the question was, why didn't you, Mr. Schumer, when you were the leader of the Senate and had full control of the government from, 20 to 22, or 21 and 22, why didn't you, sir, release the files? Why didn't Joe Biden release the files?
Well, I know part of that is because it was still under investigation, right? And they couldn't release them.
He was dead. What do you mean it was under investigation?
They were still having trials and
He was dead. 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 That's as investigated as it's going to get. He was dead. D-E-A-D. Dunzo.
Well, here's what Donald Trump had to say about it in the Oval Office.
Here's what I want. We have nothing to do with Epstein. The Democrats do. All of his friends were Democrats. You look at this Reid Hoffman, you look at Larry Summers, Bill Clinton, they went to his island all the time, and many others, they're all Democrats. All I want for people to recognize the great job that I've done on pricing, on affordability, because we brought prices way down, but they're going way lower, on energy, on ending 8 wars, and another one coming pretty soon, I believe. We've done a great job. And I hate to see that deflect from the great job we've done.
Whoa.
He's deflecting right there.
Yeah, first of all, so Ghislaine Maxwell went down in December of 21. So the Democrats still had control of the government for a whole nother year. So you got Epstein deadzo, and this woman in jail. What other investigation was going on? They've been at this for years, so we can't give the Democrats is equally guilty in this.
And we were told by Pam Bondi that the files were on her desk.
I'm not done with the Democrats yet, Casey.
Okay,
we get back to the Republicans.
Okay.
Now they got this Virgin Islands delegate who was a Democrat. They don't have a representative because they're not a state, but she was texting with Epstein in 2019. Like he was allegedly advising her on how to vote and stuff. So like it's just all like the Democrats are horribly rotten. They're totally disingenuous, acting like they care about this stuff coming out. Now back to the Republicans. Who are we crapping on here? Bondi? Is that who?
Right, because she said that the files were on her desk,
like,
right?
This is why people just hate the government. Because I think the average person is sitting here going, this really shouldn't be a Democrat or Republican issue. Jeffrey Epstein was a massive human sex trafficker. He abused countless young girls. He clearly had clients and people he was doing this with or providing these girls to. Just let us know who they were. Let society take care of itself. Put these people in prison and whatever else, and then we can all go about our merry way. But it's like this ping pong game of, well, you're for it, then I'm against it. Oh, you're against it, then I'm for it. And the people are just like, hey, this is a really big deal. Please tell us the truth.
I think a lot of this is not even the politicians, but it's some of the billionaires that can buy off people that people are protecting. Donald Trump mentioned Larry Summers. He's the former Treasury Secretary and Harvard president. He said yesterday that he's going to step back from public commitments. He went on to say that he was deeply ashamed of his actions and he recognizes the pain that they have caused, and he takes full responsibility for his misguided decision to continue communicating with Epstein. Part of his communication was in the trove of documents that was released by the House Oversight Committee. He said he's going to fulfill his teaching obligations and then he's going to step back from public commitment.
Well, nothing says I didn't do anything wrong.
Right, by a public announcement of, I'm going to take a step back here.
All right,
take some time.
Take a break. Hammer's next.
It's Kendall and Casey. It's 93 WIBC.
Big Hammer and Nigel show this afternoon. Governor Mike Braun scheduled to be in studio with us at 5:06, plus some other very special guests.
Picture this. Your career ends, your paycheck stops. Suddenly you're conducting your retirement with no sheet music. Don't let that happen. I'm Jason Hutchins, and after years of guiding Hoosier families through retirement planning, I put together some of the most important lessons into one simple, easy-to-read book, Orchestrate Your Retirement, a guide to composing a financially tuned plan. Get a copy mailed to you at no cost. Call 317-660-0929. That's 317-660-0929. This book is packed with real-world stories and strategies on income, Social Security, taxes, and how to protect what you've worked so hard to build. Call Guardian Wells Financial at 317-660-0929. That's 660-0929 and ask for your copy. No pressure, no strings attached. Supplies are limited, so when they're gone, they're gone. Orchestrate your retirement. The rhythm of your future starts here.
Investment advisory services offered through Creative One Wealth LLC, a registered investment advisor. Guardian Wells Financial is not affiliated with Creative One Wealth or with any government agency. Licensed insurance professionals.
Transform your home with Galaxy Concrete Coatings. You can say goodbye to cracked, stained, and dirty old floors and hello to durable, stunning surfaces that last. Their cutting-edge technology ensures a beautiful finish every time, and you get to pick out the color. Upgrade your home today by calling Galaxy Concrete Coatings. They're for garage floors, driveways, pool decks, and patios. And they come with a lifetime warranty and one-day professional installation. The phone number, 877-417-0635. You can find them online, too. GalaxyConcreteCoatings.com.
Indy, stop using the fall to paint year after year. Do what Lynn did. She called Rhino Shield.
It is a single-wide manufactured home. We moved from our home, which we had the Rhino Shield on. Rhino Shield was what we were going to do. That was no question. We knew we were going to do it.
Rhino Shield's a ceramic coating. It's not paint, it's better.
The Rhino Shield representative came, and we discussed what we wanted done. And this time, we had the roof done as well.
Now, you can have the 25-year guaranteed protection of Rhino Shield for 15% off the regular price.
Even the people that have been a little younger than us have said they don't have to worry about getting just an everyday painter because Rhino Shield has the 25-year warranty, and we truly believe in this product.
Here's Rhino Shield's Shane Smith.
This offer is limited, so call me at 888-RHINO-41. That's 888-RHINO-41.
Don't paint.
Don't vinyl.
Go Rhino.
Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
You ready to build your custom dream home? Check out Joyner Homes based out of Greenfield. See one of their model homes in person anytime. It is a great way for you to experience the customization and quality of a Joyner Homes custom built home. Plus, you can meet with a new home specialist to learn about their building process. Available lots if you don't already have one. Find out about floor plans and where they build. Model homes are open 7 days a week from noon to 5, and walk-ins are welcome. Find out more at joynerhomes.com.
Are you ready to put joint pain behind you and get to a place where persistent pain doesn't control your life? The dedicated orthopedic experts at Community Health Network are here to turn those goals into a reality. With personalized treatment options that include robotic-assisted surgery, we'll help you feel your best so you can get back to enjoying your hobbies again. Learn more about your care options at ecommunity.com/ortho. Community Health Network. Exceptional care, simply delivered.
Don't wait until Gold Friday. Get your tickets today.
Siakam versus Sims. He'll challenge Sims, and he'll shoot from the foul line and score.
Get the best ticket prices of the season with your Indiana Pacers Gold Friday deals presented by KeyBank. This week, get tickets starting at just $5 for the Hornets game on Wednesday and the Pistons game next Monday.
What is happening here?
Get your tickets at Pacers.com/Gold Friday. That's Pacers.com/Gold Friday.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Severe from Vicks.
Sinex Severe nasal spray.
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Severe instantly relieves nasal congestion and works 6 times faster than nasal decongestant tablets. The 12 hours of relief allow you to get back to the moments that matter without congestion.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it.
Try Sinex Severe from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
Want to be in the room where it happens? Win opening night tickets to Broadway's Hamilton Tuesday, December 2nd. Enter now at WIBC.com for your shot to see the show everyone's talking about.
So they had the big interview yesterday that a lot of people were talking about, many other media outlets in the city. The Hammer and Nigel show interviewed Guy Relford, who is the attorney now for the person currently finds himself, I believe, in the Boone County Jail for that just horrible shooting that took place in Whitestown. The cleaning lady was shot. He claims he believed that she was trying to enter the house. Jason Hammer, I want to get into this. Jason Hammer joins us now. Hammer, hello.
Hello.
Okay, so I listened to the full interview that you guys did with Guy Relford, who is the attorney for this guy. I'm going to be very interested to see what the defense is, because as Ryan Hedrick was on with us earlier from the newsroom, there appeared to be no attempt to call 911, no, hey, somebody's breaking into my home. This was very quick. So that's going to work against him, but Relford seemed pretty confident on yours. Of course, what's he really going to say? Yeah, the guy did it. It's all over. But I'm like, he seemed pretty confident that this, either the Castle Doctrine, stand your ground law, that it's going to help him.
So it comes down to what would you have done
against what the law is,
Right.
okay? Because I hear a lot of people say, well, why didn't he yell out the door? Why didn't he say, back up, anybody move, I'll blow your head off? Not everybody is over the top bombastic.
Right.
Like, that's what I would do, but not everybody is over the top. Some people are very shy. Some people are bashful. Some people, it's the reason why they have a weapon to protect their family, because they're not an alpha, so to
Right.
speak, right? And it's not the law. Again, I am no lawyer. Let me make that perfectly clear. Shocking, right? It's not the law that you have to tell somebody that's trying to come into your house to stop and back away. So it's going to come down to, I think, Guy trying to position what the law really is compared to what other people would have done. And the interesting thing to me is the Castle Doctrine. It's either going to be as simple or as easy as this. Can you prove to this court, the judge, the jury, or whoever it is, that the door is part of the area that is with the Castle Doctrine, and do you feel your life was in danger?
Because it's got to be, and you are 100% right, for all these people who are, well, I would, you don't know what you would do when that's going on.
Right.
You don't have any idea until it's going down.
And again, I want to go back to something you said earlier. How come he didn't call the police department or 911 or something? It's my understanding he called 911 after the shooting.
Right.
But when this is all going down, you don't have time. I've had somebody try to kick in my front door years ago at my old house. And when this kind of thing happens, like, I didn't call the police right away. You've got to get some lunatic away from your door.
Well, and so I didn't want anybody to think I'm saying, oh, he definitely should have done. I'm saying that I think that's going to be one of the questions that's going to have to be answered is, was there, if I'm a juror, right? Like, if I'm just trying to put myself, if I'm a juror, now you're going to get instructions and then you can sit or can't. But I'm just thinking, like, off the top of my head, that's one of the questions I'm going to be asking myself is, did this guy have the opportunity to do something other than what he did? It would have been reasonable. Would it be safe to say, hey, a reasonable person might have fill in the blank, and that's what they're going to have to address.
Right. And I see your YouTube chat, our YouTube chat, the people on Twitter, everybody has got a different opinion, right? A lot of both sides of the argument here. But let's just, for argument's sake, say that this guy waited until the door was opened. What if it wasn't a cleaning lady? What if it was some lunatic who had a gun of his own and started firing at him right away? Like, you see where he's coming from. If he really thought his life was in danger. He's woke up from his sleep.
Well, I was going to say, it was early in the morning, wasn't it?
And it was dark.
Yeah.
Like some people are saying, the sun was out. No, it was dark. And it gets pretty freaking dark in Indiana, right? You can't see outside.
There's various layers of dark.
Right. It was dark. Didn't know who it was. Heard keys jiggling. Somebody trying to get in his door. Yeah. And two things can be true, right? Could he have been maybe more chill? I don't know. It's not for me to say. But also, it's okay to say that this was just an accident, too.
Yeah.
I don't think this guy in the home was like stalking somebody, waiting for the right moment to pull the trigger. I think he reacted because he thought something bad was going to happen. I don't think he wanted to kill this person. I don't think he was, doing it intentionally because they were Hispanic or whatever. I just think it's a horrible, horrible accident.
Did Guy Relford say anything? Does he believe that there's any sort of advocacy groups that are wanting to change the Castle Doctrine?
Not yet, but there will be. Some politician will make this about themselves. It's going to be somebody's, anti-gun thing. I'm sure, Cadora or one of these guys that have been traditionally anti-gun. This is going to be like their big campaign thing, but they're just using it for political purposes. But as of right now, no. But as a betting man, if I had degenerates next door money to push in the middle of the table, I'd say sure, somebody's going to do that.
Okay. When I was listening to that interview you guys did with Guy Relford last night, and everybody should go back and listen again. Wait till noon. We don't care what you do during Cats. But it's a really good interview. And I was listening to that thinking, Guy Relford's in a really interesting position because obviously this is a horrible event. This guy is looking at potentially a long time in prison if he were to be convicted. So there's a serious, and somebody died, right? I mean, this is a horrible event. But this is like what Guy Relford lives for, are these sorts of cases. So it's this weird sort of dichotomy of, on one hand, you have the super serious thing, and obviously it's horrible what happened. But then there's like, this is his life. These are the things he's dedicated his life to, and now he's back in the arena.
And we talked about this yesterday. Guy gets offered to take a lot of cases, right? I mean, he is probably the best 2A attorney in America. He's the best in Indiana. I think he's one of the best in America. So for him to take this case, it tells me he believes that something wrong may happen here. So, again, I think this is going to be real interesting. It's a matter of your feelings against what the law is. And sometimes the law does not care about your feelings. The other thing to keep in mind, let's just say this goes to a jury case. You've got to hope and pray that the jury does things by the law.
Right.
Because I've been a juror on a case before where I had some idiot that was actually a teacher at Warren Central that, quote, did not want to send a young black man to prison, end quote, because he was 17 years old, even though it was a murder case. So you deal with these types of idiots on a jury. You just hope they know and abide by what the law is in Indiana.
Yeah,
That's all you can ask for.
Can't let your feelings get in the way of facts.
But from Relfer's perspective, all he's got to do is get one person to believe his side. That's it. I mean, the guy didn't go to prison. As long as you get one person to believe your side.
And I'm willing to see if this goes to plea, if charges are lowered. Voluntary manslaughter is pretty hardcore. It's not involuntary. It's voluntary.
Yeah, it's bad. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Hey, what's coming up this afternoon?
The governor scheduled to be in studio with us.
Oh, I got a list
5:06. I know you do. 5:06. That's when he will join us, and you guys don't want to miss that.
Thanks, Hammer. It is Kendall and Casey on 93 WIBC.
When you have a fire emergency, you need a restoration company you can trust to put everything back together. Pat Sullivan here for the Michaelis Corporation. I know, I've relied on Michaelis after a fire at my home. I'm here with the owner, Richard Michaelis. Richard, what makes Michaelis the right call if you have a fire?
Michaelis is local and family owned. We are your neighbors, 39 years of experience, and we'll respond 24/7, 365. The Michaelis Corporation is IICRC certified. We will restore your home or business to pre-loss condition or better.
I've lived it. Michaelis was on the scene at my home before the firefighters had even rolled up their hoses. They asked me about calling a restoration company. I told them I had Michaelis. They told me Michaelis was the real deal. You help with insurance, too?
Yes, we'll work through the insurance process to give you peace of mind.
Water, storms, fire, and mold. Life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it. Text or call 844-FIXED-INDY. Make it Michaelis.
Woke radical liberals are screwing up this country. But Senator Jim Banks is fighting back. He backed one big, beautiful tax cut for working families, ending Social Security taxes for nearly all seniors, and taxes on tips and overtime gone. So call Senator Jim Banks at 202-224-4814 and thank him for backing working family tax cuts and putting America first. Paid for by American Prosperity Alliance.
Attention Indianapolis families. Legal Prep Academy is opening in Indianapolis in fall 2026 for grades 6 through 12. Free, public, and open to all. At Legal Prep, students don't just learn about the law. They learn to lead, to advocate, and to make a difference in whatever career they choose. Transportation will be available. Enroll now through Enroll Indy for students entering 6th to 9th grade in fall 2026. Visit legalprep.org/Indy to learn more. Discover Legal Prep Academy, where education meets opportunity.
Truck drivers, the holiday rush is here. Take advantage by becoming a Schneider driver. By driving for one of America's busiest carriers, you'll stay busy during the holiday season and throughout the new year. Plus, as a Schneider driver, you'll have access to top quality driver support and newer equipment spec'd with the latest safety and comfort features that drivers want. Don't wait. Get a jump on 2026 by exploring jobs in your area today at SchneiderJobs.com. That's SchneiderJobs.com.
Oh, hey, welcome to gift wrapping. Whoa, Zoe Saldana.
Hey, can you wrap these, please?
Wow, iPhone 17s. You splurged.
At T-Mobile, you can get 4 iPhone 17s on them. The new center stage front camera is amazing for group selfies. It's the perfect gift for everyone.
I'm the worst. I only got my mom a robe.
Well, it's better than socks.
So, I have to trade in my old phone, right?
No, at T-Mobile, there's no trade-ins needed when you switch. Keep your old phone or give it as a gift.
Incredible.
In fact, wrap up my old phone, too. For my Aunt Rosa. Forget that. Aunt Liz will be jealous.
Sounds like my family. Drama.
Oh, I got it. I'll give it to my abuela. I'll take reindeer paper with, hey, where are you going?
To T-Mobile. The holidays are better at T-Mobile. Get 4 iPhone 17s on us, no trade-in needed when you switch. Plus 4 lines for just $25 a line.
With 24 monthly bill credits and 4 eligible port-ins on essentials for well-qualified customers. Auto pay plus taxes, fees, and $35 device connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us. Finance agreement 256 gigabytes, $830 required. Visit T-Mobile.com.
At Advent, nasal congestion and sinus infections can be solved with an in-office 20-minute procedure. Elsewhere, expect surgery.
It's B Windows' biggest sale of the year. Get up to 68% off plus no interest, no payments for 24 months. Call now or go to bwindow.com.
Trust me.
Coming up in 2 minutes from the Technology Recyclers Studios with the attorney representing the family of the cleaning woman shot and killed in Whitestown earlier this month is hoping will happen out of this case. The site of a fatal crash this morning in Indy, and how long will this rain be sticking around in the state for this week? You're listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. It's 11 o'clock.
He calls it a Democratic show vote. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. But House Speaker Mike Johnson just said he'll be a yes anyway on the vote pushing to release more Epstein files on behalf of the victims of the late Jeffrey Epstein's underage sex trafficking.
And they deserve justice. It has been too long delayed.
The resolution could help unmask anyone involved in the trafficking, but Johnson fears it could also expose some child sex abuse victims. As for Democrats who've been pushing for this,
the Biden Department of Justice had the files the entire time. And not a single one of the people who are so loud and animated right now, they never said anything about it for all those 4 years.
So the speaker says
they're trying to somehow tie President Trump to the scandal. President Trump has nothing to do with it.
No, Johnson spoke right after some victims talked outside the Capitol ahead of the vote.
Haley Robson praising the lawmakers who pushed for the resolution.
There's no place for intimidation, and I can say firsthand, stepping out against Epstein and his crimes against children, we have all experienced that ourselves.
The Senate will still need to take up and pass the resolution. With tens of thousands of documents released so far from the Justice Department, President Trump is encouraging Republicans to vote yes, saying there's nothing to hide.
Fox's Ryan Schmelz. Later this hour, President Trump will host Saudi Arabia's Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman for talks at the White House, talking Middle East peace, defense, and trade with an expected announcement of a Saudi multi-billion-dollar investment in American artificial intelligence technology, the day after the president pledged to keep bringing prices down, as Democrats blame his policies for hurting the economy.
Affordable should be our word, not theirs. Because the Democrats got up and talked affordability, and they don't say that they had the worst inflation in history, the highest energy prices in history. Everything was the worst.
And we found out this morning the number of people collecting unemployment benefits hit a 4-year high last month. And for a second day in a row, a big sell-off on Wall Street. The Dow's plunging 562 points. It's lost more than 1,000 already this week. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Now he's wanting to represent the family. Cloudy, 44, more rain on the way in downtown Indy. Today's high, just 49. I'm Jarrett Lewis. Here's what's trending at 11:02. This report brought to you by Gutter Helmet.
As the attorneys representing the family of Maria Florinda Rios Perez, we are encouraged to see that the Boone County Prosecutor's Office has filed criminal charges in connection with her tragic and preventable death.
That's attorney Alex Lamontis following the announcement from prosecutor Kent Eastwood that Whitestown man Kurt Anderson is facing a charge of voluntary manslaughter in the shooting death of Perez the morning of November 5th when her and her husband showed up at the wrong address as part of a cleaning crew. Lamontis says this case is about getting justice for the family. Anderson has his initial hearing scheduled for Friday. A man is dead from an accident happening this morning on Indy's southwest side. IMPD says officers and firefighters were called to the 4200 block of South Harding Street, just north of I-465 and I-69. The identity of the victim not yet released as they're still investigating. Indiana State Police are investigating a fatal crash in Fountain County from Sunday, where they say a trooper noticed a motorcycle going 100 miles per hour or faster in a 55-mile-per-hour zone on U.S. Highway 41. When the trooper tried to get the rider to pull over, they kept on going, and the trooper lost sight of them. 2 Attica police officers noticed the motorcyclist enter their city. The rider ended up sideswiping one of their patrol vehicles before colliding with a truck later at an intersection. The motorcyclist was taken to a hospital where they were pronounced dead. Temperatures returning to seasonal averages by the end of this week, with Rain chances increasing for Thursday. Ryan Hedrick has more.
Forecasters say highs will be in the 50s for the rest of the week, with likely a wet end to the week.
Yeah, so we're looking at rainfall amounts of generally between about a half inch and an inch across the state. Highest is probably going to be on the southern portion of the state, closer to the Ohio River again.
Andrew White, a forecaster at the National Weather Service Indianapolis, says it's still too early to tell what your Thanksgiving travel forecast will look like. Ryan Hedrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
And it's been a brutal start to this season so far for the Indiana Pacers. They're 1-13 now after last night's loss to Detroit, 127-112. They hold the worst record in the NBA now. Next up for Indiana will be Charlotte. That game is at home tomorrow night. I'm Jarrett Lewis on The Level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Pat Sullivan here. I've got a fall lifesaver for you, gutter helmet. You know what fall means in Indiana? Leaves, piles of them. And if you've got gutters, you've got a problem, unless you've got gutter helmet like I do. I haven't cleaned my gutters in years. Why? Because gutter helmet does the dirty work for me. This isn't just a cover. It's a patented system that allows water to flow through while the debris slides off and your gutters stay clear. No more ladders, no more scooping out soggy gunk. Just peace of mind. Thousands of Central Indiana homeowners have already made the switch. Gutter helmet has been America's #1 choice for gutter protection since 1981. And it's been protecting my home every time it rains. And right now, they're offering a 15% discount plus 12 months no interest financing. But don't wait. This deal ends November 30th. Call 800-5HELMET for your free no-pressure estimate. That's 800-5HELMET, or visit gutterhelmetindy.com and never clean your gutters again.
You're listening to Rob Kendall.
When we talk about sending money somewhere, we're talking about printing the money because we have no money.
And Casey Daniels.
My government would never lie to me, would they?
On 93 WIBC.
Well, they're starting their rally at the State House.
I saw somebody brought cookies.
Oh. Do we know how many people were there? Have we gotten any information? Is there any on-the-ground video of all the people who have showed up to protest the lack of redistricting from the Indiana Senate?
No, I haven't seen anything yet. I'm looking to see if Indy Reporter or Nikki Kelly or somebody, I know they're there.
Yeah.
So I'm sure they'll write something up soon.
So it would appear there was not like a swarm of people.
I
then.
don't
You would think
know.
if they were lined out the door, there would have been some sort of heads up on that.
I know they brought cookies. Maybe the governor will bring in some cookies for Hammer and Nigel later today.
Because if there's no one there, I don't want to go down there. I'll waste my time walking all the way down there.
Well, if you put eyes on, you'll know for yourself how many people
Well,
are
I know,
there.
but that's a long walk all the way
yeah,
from...
right. It's all a block and a half.
Yeah, I forgot I got the sports betting show I got to do, too. So that means
It's raining,
we'll
too.
We'll be able to get over there until
I
12:30. I don't know. Why don't you just go down there?
Oh, no. I'm good. But they are coming out of the woodwork now. You have somebody who has announced their candidacy or their campaign for State Senate District 23, Paula Copenhaver.
Yeah, all these people now are going to get all gun-ho about challenging these senators that are voting for or not voting for redistricting. And again, I come back to every person who's now pulling the trigger on this. How pathetic are you that you won't challenge them over screwing everybody on property taxes? You won't challenge them over screwing everybody on ever-rising utility bills. You won't challenge them over the never-ending gas tax, one of the highest in the nation. You won't challenge them over the what appears to be just blatant corruption and conflicts of interest to the tunes of hundreds of millions of dollars in the IEDC. But you see some opportunity over redistricting, and this is why nothing ever changes, because it appears to be a bunch of people who are opportunistic in their approach rather than, hey, I'm really going to go in there and fight for the folks. So I'm not interested in any of this right now because it seems pretty selfish to me that this is what did it in for you. Well, they're vulnerable. And if you think Trump is going to be some magic bullet for you, Trump is going to forget about you before he changes his underwear tomorrow.
Who are you?
If you're banging on Donald Trump, what do you think he's going to do? Fundraisers for you? That's not how this is going to work. Indiana is a red state, but Trump's approval ratings in multiple polls show him somewhere around 50% in Indiana, which means people will vote for him. If they vote Republican, they're probably much more happy that he's the president than Kamala. But this is not, for the average person, some undying loyalty, and they're not going to just use deep pockets to help you. I think it's a fool's errand by these people.
For a state senator position, right?
Which, I mean, good if you can get it. It pays $70+ a year. It's a 3-month-a-year job, and it's a great deal, and you get all sorts of power. I just think people that are viewing redistricting as some sort of magic bullet are going to be sorely disappointed in how this actually plays out come primary season next year.
So Copenhagen said that for months, Hoosiers have watched weak leadership in the state. Senate failed to deliver redistricting plan needed to keep America on the path that will deliver affordability to American families.
Whoa. They have Paula. I don't know, Paula listens to this show.
Yeah.
She was the Fountain County clerk, right? And I think she works for Micah Beckwith now. So, like, why aren't they doing it now? Where's the affordability now? If all this is about letting the Republicans keep control of Congress, the Republicans have full control of Congress right now. Where is the affordability? Where is the plan for affordability? See, this is not going to fly with people because people are going to say, well, what are you going to do? What are they going to do? What is 2 more Jefferson Shreves or Jennifer Ruth Greens or Aaron Houchins? What's that going to do for affordability? You tell me. What's the Republican plan? Casey, if I were to ask you the Republican plan on affordability in the Congress right now is?
Well, what did J.D. Vance say? It was something about housing affordability was because of immigration, and then you had the Treasury Secretary Bessent say that the beef prices were high because of immigration.
It's something about. See, you didn't. Yeah, you don't even know what it is. It's a worm and illegal immigrants coming through Mexico. That's the cause of everything. Of course, when it was the birds with the bird flu and that was the price of eggs, that was Biden's fault. See, this is my point in all of this. Like, we are so desperate in this country for people who will cut the BS and actually lead and actually be honest. And so many of these people who are now just, I'll run for this or I'll run for that. It comes off as very opportunistic. It's not going to be this magic potion to win because the reality is these senators have all built relationships. They've spent years building infrastructure. The people who are with them are not going to abandon them over redistricting. It's just not that big a deal to most people. The average person doesn't care at all.
No.
And that's the reality on this. The polling shows that most people, even if they have an opinion on it, they're not super passionate about it. They're not motivated to vote on it one way or another. And so how are you going to beat an entrenched incumbent with relationships and money and resources if your go-to thing is some issue that most people don't even care about?
I was talking to a friend of mine who's in the media, so this is somebody who's pretty well informed. She was like, hey, how's it going? How's the job? Blah, blah, blah. And I said, each day is just a new fun adventure and futility. And her reply was, probably with the government shutdown. It had nothing to do with what's going on in Indiana with redistricting, had nothing to do with the election that just happened. It was, just a real high level, government shutdown. That was that person's vision and world of government.
One of the things that, and look, this thing going on with redistricting is entertaining or interesting, I guess I would say, because you have arguably the second most powerful man in the state, the pro tem of the Senate, in a high-profile fight with the governor of the state. Like in Indiana,
and the president.
Well, and the president, which makes it even more interesting. But so that there's like intrigue with that. But the actual issue itself is nothing for people because it doesn't affect them. Oh, there's 2 more Republicans in Washington. Oh, okay. Or there's not 2 more Republicans in Washington.
They make it 1 more just naturally if they just let it be.
Well, they could govern effectively and people would want to vote for them, right? That's the crazy thing. This Mervan district up near Chicago that they're targeting. It's within range that if you gave people a compelling reason to go vote, you could win. They don't do that. And, it's just crazy that none of these people are like, hey, man, maybe we should just do our jobs better. Maybe we should just give our people a reason to believe in us. And so, what is front and center for people is the price of food. What are the Indiana Republicans doing about the price of food? Zero. What is front and center for people is the price of gas. Well, gas has gone down because of a constricting economy. We have one of the highest gas taxes in the nation. Our gas is much higher than other people's gas. What are we doing about that? Nothing. Utility bills, totally out of control. What are they doing about that? Nothing. Like these are things that people, if I were running a campaign for state senate.
That would be your boogeyman, not the radical Democrats' socialist agenda?
What's his name? Specter Deary? The guy's name? Spencer Deary. That's his name, right?
Who's currently in
she's looking at challenging.
Correct.
Yeah, Paula, you're going to lose if you run on redistricting. Now, you can run against this guy and hit him on the property taxes, the gas taxes, the utilities, the corruption in state government. All of that stuff is what people care about. Not this, whether there's two more Republicans in Washington.
Yeah, well, they're using the radical Democrats' socialist agenda as the boogeyman today.
Yeah, that doesn't work. So, all right. So now you got to go down there at noon because I got to go do a sports betting podcast.
Okay.
So you go down there and
leave
report.
it up to me.
If there's a lot of people, I'll go down there and join you.
Okay, speaking of finances, 46% of Gen Z says they don't understand finances, specifically cryptocurrency. 33% aren't sure about inflation or interest rates, and only 8% don't know how many cents are in a dollar.
Oh, you're lying.
No, this is a new study.
From who?
Edu Birdie is
who?
It doesn't matter who did the study.
It does matter who did the study.
Edu Birdie is the name of the platform.
If it's a bunch of old people who hate young people and it's out to smear the old people, it does matter. Wait, so what's the number? What'd they say?
8% of Gen Z don't know how many cents are in a dollar. 33%, so a third, aren't sure about inflation or interest rates. What this article is saying is that Gen Z may know how to navigate TikTok with ease, but when it comes to finances, they're lacking. They don't know how to finance. They don't know how to budget.
You're telling me 8 out of every 100 people in Gen Z can't tell you there's 100 pennies in a dollar?
Correct.
Whoa. We're done. Just fold it up. It's over.
Well, there's this Intuit for Education initiative, and their goal is to have 50 million students with financial literacy by the year 2030.
You mean know how many pennies are in a dollar?
Uh-huh. And wasn't it Florida who put in that financial literacy course that you can't graduate high school until you pass this class? I believe there's 18 states that have that now. Indiana's not one of them.
What an indictment on the public education system that 8 out of 100 Gen Z kids can't tell you how many pennies are in a dollar.
Correct.
That's not economics. That's math.
Right.
It's like math.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And you're hitting the nail on the head, though. This is the biggest issue, which is if they can't even math, how are you going
How do they plan?
Yeah. How do you pay bills? How do you, how do you anything? Like, how do you even function? Like, that's so foreign to me. The idea that you couldn't know that there's 100 pennies in a dollar. That's just, we're toast. It's just time to pack it up as a country. And
we're hearing how, in bad shape Gen Z is going to be. Social Security running out and housing out of reach.
But it does explain.
And now they can't even math.
But it does explain to you how guys like Mondami get elected then. If they can't even tell you how many pennies are in a dollar, how are they going to do anything but buy his BS on economics?
Right. Just let the government take care of you.
Yeah.
But if they give it to you, they also can take it away.
That's crazy.
It's Kendall Casey. It's 93 WIBC.
Tony Katz.
The Affordable Care Act is not affordable, and the people who claimed it's affordable now tell you that we have to pay subsidies in order to make it affordable for the people. Now, there was some talk that Democrats were going to try and engage some level of delay, air traffic controllers not getting paid, military not getting paid, and children starving in order to get their political way. And they think that that's progress. Children were going hungry, I was told.
Tony Katz, mornings 6 to 9 on 93 WIBC and WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel here. I've had previous experience with weight loss injections, and they worked, but the provider was very impersonal. With Premier Weight Loss, it's a totally different experience, Hammer. Their offices are professional and relaxing and impressive. It's not a compound product. It's true medical guidance, not just a telehealth chat request. And by the way, Hammer, the price of this most popular option is $350 per month.
Everybody's journey is different. I lost 50 pounds on my own, but then I hit a plateau and I couldn't lose anymore. And that's when I reached out for help. And Premier Weight Loss, they customized a plan specifically for me. And they got 2 different locations. There's one at 96th and Meridian. There's one off 106th and 69. Please stop by pwlnd.com. pwlnd.com. And I'm telling you, you're going to feel so much better. Make sure you tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you.
Do you remember what was happening in America? Families struggling, billions in wasteful spending. But Senator Todd Young fought back. He voted for working family tax cuts, and Senator Young voted to crack down on waste, fraud, and abuse, saving taxpayers billions. So call Senator Todd Young at 202-224-5623 and thank him for supporting the Working Families Tax Cut. Paid for by American Prosperity Alliance.
If you or someone you know needs help putting food on the table, that help is closer than you think. WIBC cares. We've partnered with local food banks and organizations to provide resources for those who need them. Just go to WIBC.com and look for the banner that says Find Free Food Near You. You'll find a link to Community Compass, an up-to-date interactive map that shows locations, days, and times for you to collect food at no cost, as well as other resources to help you through this challenging time. Find community help now at WIBC.com.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks Vapor Stick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks Vapors in an easy-to-apply stick, and it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks Vapo Stick, soothing comfort for the whole family. And try Vicks Vapo Shower Max for steamy Vicks Vapors when you need more comfort for yourself. Use as directed.
Transform your bath and double the value. It's B Windows Black Friday bath sale. Buy one bath, get one free. Plus no interest and no payments for 24 months. Call now or visit bwindow.com.
This hour powered by Pierce Jewelers, Carmel's Diamond Engagement Ring Store.
Okay, Casey, I need you to help me win some money.
You got it.
We're closing in, wrapping up the year on our Degenerate Sports Betting podcast, which you can get anywhere you get your podcasts. It's myself, Hammer, and then we have 2 pros that compete with us.
Right.
I'm within striking distance of winning the college football portion.
Congratulations.
But I really got to run the table today, or this week. So the way it works is we get a game of the week, and then we pick our own game. And I'm going to go back to the old tried and true, because we had some success with this, of letting you pick the Notre Dame game.
Oh, okay.
For those who don't know, Casey spent years as a broadcaster in South Bend. You had season tickets for many years to the Notre Dame games. So Notre Dame is playing at home against Syracuse on Saturday. Okay. The spread, Notre Dame is a 35.5-point favorite.
Okay.
So 5 touchdowns plus a half a point. And the over-under in the ball game is 50.5 points.
Oh, boy.
So you can either take the over-under or you can take Notre Dame laying 35.5 points or Syracuse getting 35.5 points.
Okay. Syracuse has only won 2 games
Two
this
games
year?
all year.
2 games.
By the way, your forecast.
They're not ranked, are they?
No, very much not ranked. They're not very good, hence the 35.5-point favorite.
Yeah.
Now, your weather forecast for Saturday is partly cloudy with a high near 50 degrees, or partly sunny with a high near 50 degrees at kickoff time.
Okay, what time's kickoff? Is
3:30.
3:30?
3:30.
Okay. You're going to have that sun setting halfway through the game.
Yeah.
Tempo's going to drop halfway through. So if Notre Dame comes out strong in the first 2 quarters, I think you're set. Let's go with the points, Notre Dame.
We like Notre Dame laying 35.5 points.
Yeah,
all
for
right,
sure.
we're in. Okay, very good. Thank you.
They're going to have to do it, though, quick, which they will.
Thus far, I believe I owe you $2
Correct.
for your correct.
Or 200 pennies.
I'm writing this down here. I'm sending my picks to Hammer here. So we are taking Notre Dame laying 35.5.
Yeah,
very good.
I think so.
Okay,
that's an easy one for you.
Speaking of paychecks, finances,
money,
it's not good.
Nearly a quarter of U.S. households live paycheck to paycheck.
25%?
25%. Now, this
crazy.
is a growing share of lower income Americans. They're definitely struggling to get by financially. Wages are stagnant, inflation on the rise.
that is a recipe for disaster.
Mm-hmm.
Wages stagnant, prices on the rise.
Yeah.
And so what that means is literally every day you are worth less than you were the day before. And you know what's fascinating is we're reaching a point, and nobody's really talking about this yet, but even what I call the secondary job market is getting kind of tight out there. Like every so often I just peruse the secondary job market, like kind of what I call part-time.
Right.
So, I mean, for some people, they're full-time jobs, but for a lot of people, they would be like a secondary. Like I work at a hardware store or, Walmart or whatever. And even the secondary job market out there,
getting tight.
Which would, a lot of times you could always be like, well, worst case scenario, I go get a second job. Like for 2 years, I worked golf course with bartender, ran the pro shop, something to do in the evenings and weekends before my daughter was born. And like that was a fun. I love golf. It was a fun. I liked the job. I liked the people. Made decent money. A fun secondary job. But I looked at other jobs as well, and a lot of those jobs aren't out there right now. And the other thing is they aren't paying what they were paying a couple of years ago. So it's very interesting, which means more people are desiring those jobs.
Inflation rose to 3% in 2025 this year, and it dipped a little, but back on its way up. So the gap is just widening, right? And you had a lot of wage growth during the pandemic for low-wage workers, and that's now leveling off.
Yeah, you know what's fascinating is during the pandemic, I actually went and interviewed for, now ultimately I decided I just couldn't make it work, but a major package provider in this country. In a warehouse, because like I don't want a job where I like have any real responsibility. It just might be kind of fun, because it was like, is radio even going to survive the pandemic? All that is like, well, it'd be good to have something to fall back on.
Actually, radio did pretty well. People were at home listening.
Well, yeah, but it was like financially, it was so because of advertising and everything. I thought, well, I'll have something good to fall back on. This entry level like warehouse job was paying $24 an hour. They could not get people in there. And that same job now I notice pays like $18 as an entry-level position.
Right. Well, that's because everybody had to order everything to be delivered.
Right, yeah. And I was like,
but now they can leave.
Man, I should have got in on that.
You got to wonder, though, like, the third spaces that seem to be disappearing.
Yeah. Well, and so my point on all that is, if you are getting stretched to even find a second job to elevate yourself from what you're not getting with your first, I mean, that's like a recipe to disaster, because not only is your buying power being diluted, not only is your financial position being diluted, but you're going to struggle now to even find a secondary position to be able to elevate that pay.
I've seen a lot of people that are highly qualified for it posting how they got turned down of a part-time job at Target or wherever. They're like, really? I can't even get that job.
It's
discouraging.
It is tough. I mean, and then you feel bad about yourself because you're like, really? I'm not qualified to work at Target?
And then that's where the job hugging comes into play, where people would rather be doing something else, but they decide, I better stay where I am.
Yeah.
Because it's pretty tight out there. So there's an AI podcasting machine we have to talk about.
It's all over for us.
Churning out over 3,000 episodes a week.
Oh, Kevin, it's been great working with you.
And people are listening.
Oh, no.
We've got the data coming up on 93 WIBC.
Fall is great in Indy, so don't ruin it by painting. Do what Mike did. He called Rhino Shield.
Our home is basically a contemporary, and we just started noticing that the paint was just fading and just looked like garbage. We had received a postcard from Rhino Shield, and we decided to take a look at it.
Rhino Shield's formulated for our specific climate here in Indiana.
The process with Rhino Shield and their crew, they were just very conscientious. We had problems in the past with painters. They leave debris and everything. Well, we didn't have that with Rhino Shield.
Way better than paint, backed by a 25-year warranty. Right now, get the guaranteed protection of Rhino Shield for 15% off the regular price.
The thing about Rhino Shield, the heat gain has been reduced, and we save $70 a month. You don't hear that about any type of paint.
Here's Rhino Shield's Shane Smith.
This offer is limited, so call me at 888-RHINO-41. That's 888-RHINO-41.
Don't paint.
Don't vinyl.
Go Rhino.
Paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Andy Moore Ford in Plainfield has the best deals, the best selection, and now it has my 2 exclusive offers. Walk into Andy Moore Ford in Plainfield all Black Friday week and say, I heard about the fantastic Ford Black Friday on Tony Katz, and you can get $2,000 off your best deal, or you could take 20% off your service bill. Andy Moore Ford in Plainfield does have the selection. The cars, the trucks, the SUVs, the fleet vehicles. If you own a business, you need to be working with Andy Moore Ford. And now, the best deals all Black Friday week. Just walk in and say, I heard about the fantastic Ford Black Friday on Tony Katz, and get $2,000 off your best deal. And the deal is going to be amazing. Or 20% off your service. And the service at Andy Moore Ford is impeccable. Andy Moore Ford in Plainfield, 2713 East Main Street in Plainfield, or online at Andy Moore Ford. That's MOHR. AndyMooreFord.com.
Football is back, and so are great hairlines. We Grow Hair Indy has helped former local professional football players get back in the game with full natural hair. You don't have to play pro ball to get pro-level results. Hey, it's Rob, and I knew I picked the right team when I needed a Hail Mary for my hair. I called We Grow Hair Indy. Whether you're tailgating, coaching, or watching from the couch, do it with confidence. Trade the sidelines for a hairline. Get back in the game at We Grow Hair Indy. Schedule your free evaluation today at WeGrowHairIndy.com. That's WeGrowHairIndy.com, or call 317-522-2995. That's 317-522-2995. Enjoy being out and about this fall. Enjoy watching the games in person with your friends with confidence you haven't had in years. And you can do it with a trip to We Grow Hair Indy. 317-522-2995. 317-522-2995. Tell them Rob sent you.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Seeking justice for her and her family. I'm Jarrett Lewis. Here's what's trending at 11:30. Attorney Alex Lamontis, who's representing the family of Maria Florinda Rios Perez, the woman shot and killed earlier this month at a home in Whitestown, called her death tragic and preventable.
Her life was taken in a manner that should never happen in any neighborhood in Indiana.
Kurt Anderson was charged this week with voluntary manslaughter. He will have his initial hearing on Friday. The Boone County Sheriff's Office says federal immigration authorities have placed a hold on one of the people involved in a fatal crash on Interstate 65 from last week that killed an Indiana National Guardsman and injured 3 others. A man is dead from a crash happening this morning on Indy's southwest side, and the Pacers now have the worst record in the league at 1-13. After last night's loss to the Pistons, they will host Charlotte tomorrow night at Gainbridge Fieldhouse. I'm Jarrett Lewis, on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Another accident? What happened?
Our truck driver got cut off, and they're getting blamed. No witnesses, no proof, and insurance is skyrocketing.
Wait, our drivers shouldn't take the blame for this?
Exactly why we need Samsara. Their AI dashcam show real-time video proving when our drivers aren't at fault.
So we protect our drivers and avoid false claims?
Yep. Companies using Samsara have exonerated their drivers and saved millions on insurance.
Protect your drivers and your bottom line at Samsara.com. Samsara. Operates smarter.
Right now at Tom Roush Lincoln, get a 2025 Lincoln Corsair for $4,000 off plus 0% APR. 2025 Lincoln Aviator for $5,000 off plus 0%. Or 2025 Lincoln Nautilus for $4,500 off. Also 0% APR. So come get that new Lincoln at Tom Roush Lincoln in Fisher.
Corsair MSRP $51,720. Aviator MSRP $72,225. Nautilus MSRP $71,660. 0% APR for 48 months on qualifying Lincolns. Good through 12/1/2025. Subject to credit approval. See dealer for complete offer details.
The biggest Black Friday sale ever is going on now at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. Save up to $800 on top brand mattresses from Tempur-Pedic, Stearns & Foster, and Sealy. Indiana-made Smith Brothers of Bern is holding their factory-authorized sale with the lowest price in 2025 and 50% off all Flex Deal and Lazy Boy. Free delivery, cash discounts, interest-free financing. Hurry, sale ends Monday only at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus.
Christmas is almost here, and if you're shopping on a budget, you shop at PA Jewelers at the Farmhouse in Brownsburg. Truly unique pieces you won't find anywhere else. And sale prices every single day. At PA Jewelers at the Farmhouse, you'll find gold, diamonds, gemstones, exquisite, one-of-a-kind pieces, and incredible local artist designs all within your budget. Your perfect place to shop for the holidays. PA Jewelers at the Farmhouse, 3750 South Green Street in Brownsburg, or online at pajewelers.jewelry. That's pajewelers.jewelry.
Food insecurity is an urgent problem, one that impacts real Hoosiers. You can help today. Gleaners needs donations. Your contribution goes further with Gleaners. For every $10 you give, Gleaners leverages their resources to turn your $10 into $90 worth of groceries for families who desperately need help right now. Your gift benefits local community members, and every dollar counts. Gleaners also needs volunteers now to help with warehouse distribution. Go to gleaners.org and donate or get involved today.
It all comes down to this, folks.
Yep, the entire season is on the line.
But my throat has officially thrown in the towel. Sounds like you need Vicks VapoCool drops. They're max strength and vaporize sore throat pain.
Whoa! These VapoCool drops hit fast.
Speaking of fast, did you just see that play?
Yeah, he vaporized that ball.
That pun should have come with a penalty.
Vaporize sore throat pain with Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed.
See Pierce Jewelers' breathtaking selection of lab-grown diamonds, refined to perfection and value. It's the new choice in diamonds. Shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers.
Inside Indiana Business Radio, the news you need to get ahead. Indiana's business news leader, weekdays at 6:32 a.m. and 5:56 p.m. on WIBC.
That's too funny.
What are you laughing at?
Well, you sent this over to me.
Oh.
Adam Wren from Politico in Importantville is at the State House. He has tweeted the photo. The rally was supposed to start at 11. This tweet was dated 11/16. He said, quote, only a few dozen people have showed up at the pro-redistricting rally at the Indiana State House.
Yeah. Looks like there's more cameramen and news people there than actual rally goers.
He has posted a photo. Now, maybe everybody's just late to the party, but this is another example of when the public was given an opportunity to show how for redistricting they are, and at least as of what appears to be 11/16, nobody's there.
Okay.
So, I mean, how many times do we have to see this? We keep being told how all these people are for this. All these people want this. All these people are in favor of it. And they never show up to anything.
So Nikki Kelly, also from Indiana Capital Chronicle, also tweeted out a few dozen pro-districting Hoosiers gather in red at the Indiana State House. Secretary of State Diego Morales and Lieutenant Governor Micah Beckwith stopped by.
Diego Morales, was he seen shouting, I pay for India! Redistrict the state, I pay for India, I pay!
He's standing on his tippy toes. And you know what's so
pathetic.
How is the news going to report this? Because when we have the rally and we know the head count, because the Indiana State Police told us it was over 1,000, it was reported that there were a smattering of people.
Yeah.
And then with this, it's, we're seeing pictures where there's a couple dozen. Is it going to be thousands?
Well, I mean, what there's always going to be a boogeyman. So what will the left-wing conspiracy be that kept people at home? Like what's the new?
It's the rain.
Like
traffic.
It's again. I come back to what we've been saying for months on this program, and how many times do you have to see? Because there's always some like there's been 4 or 5 public polls, multiple done by Republican affiliated pollsters that show people don't want it, and then you hear, I can't trust the polls. I didn't get polled. Well, that's not how this works, right? But that didn't work. Then we have the town halls. Nobody shows up. Well, that's not a reflection of the people. Okay, well, then we'll have a rally. Well, 20 people are there. That doesn't matter. Like, how many times do you have to see this? Like, just because you don't like the result doesn't mean it's not real. Where we had a rally, 1,000 people came. The people showed up, right? Because people were passionate about it. They didn't even respond to that, right? But they're like, how many times do we have to see people just don't care about this issue? Even the people who are for it are not motivated by it. And this is why Rod Bray and the Senate are not moving on this, because there's no upside for them to do it, because the people who are barking, most of them don't live in their district, can't vote for them or against them.
The comments on X with like the DC Drano type of people, you are here with an arrow pointing to Florida.
These senators do not fear DC Drano. They don't fear what's the guy's name in Pennsylvania?
Scott Pressler.
They're not worried about it. That's not happening.
He's in Washington State right now.
Okay, it's like where in the world is Carmen Sandiego, right? Wherever the guy is. They're not worried about any of that. They're worried about their district. They're not even worried about things that are important to their district. They're not even worried about things that are important to their district, like affording life. You think they're going to care about redistricting? It's always been an exercise in futility. This stuff does more harm than good because now they see nobody cared enough to show up. What are we doing here?
Yeah.
It's over.
So an AI podcasting machine churning out 3,000 episodes a week. And Rob, bad news, people are listening.
Uh-oh.
This is called Inception Point AI. It's a startup. They started with 8 employees, and they produce 3,000 AI-generated episodes per week. They already have at least 175,000 AI podcasts.
Episodes about what?
Well, they have different things, okay? They have 120 different host personas. These aren't real people, so they're personas. And these personas have backstories, flaws, humors, and they range from different things. For example, there's one host persona named Kai, who is a confidence coach. This persona has a British voice and offers short self-help episodes. There's another one, Vivian Steele, which is Celeb Confidential. And this one covers celebrity gossip, but apparently has a robotic tone.
There's an episode of The Office where they finally put this is 10, 15 years ago, but they finally put the ability to buy paper online, and it's Dwight is convinced he can beat the computer, and so the whole day is him just working as hard as he possibly can to beat the computer, and they keep a tally, and of course it's The Office, so there's all sorts of ridiculous stuff happening. But is that where we're at now?
Is that where we're going?
Am I Dwight, and I'm now fighting
trying to beat the computer?
Fighting the computer?
I think so. Episodes cost just $1 each to produce, and this company will make a profit if only 20 people listen to an episode.
Yeah, we're done as a country, right?
So they say the topics range from localized weather and pollen trackers to biographies and also cultural events. What they do is they have AI scan the internet for ideas, and then a human team will pair topics with the personalities. And just with a few prompts, boop, produce an episode.
No. Have you heard any of these? Like, is there any passion from these people?
The reports are that the hosts, the personas, have a very monotone delivery.
Right.
And very robotic. Some of them even have Instagram pages to go along with it.
Who would follow an Instagram page of a not real person?
Yeah, people do. People do. So this company is on track to produce 150,000 episodes by the end of this year.
Okay, so
critics, of course, are calling it AI slop.
Right. And look, I've said and I maintain that AI cannot recreate my DNA. AI cannot recreate my life experience. AI cannot recreate my DNA, my life experience, my passion, my drive, my thing that motivates me every day to produce this, to put together this. Well, you put together a radio show. I show up and talk on this radio show, right? Like I can't. Kev produces. You put it together. I just show up and talk. But right? You know what I'm saying?
I bet AI's not getting a stomachache over it.
But that's the point. So you can't do that. But it is, Kev. This would be a question for you. If you knew a woman was fake, would you follow the Instagram account?
No,
right?
That seems pretty pointless to me.
Right, but there are people who do that, right? They have AI girlfriends, or they have robot girlfriends, or right. So why?
There's a country music artist that's all AI, and it's getting millions of listens.
What joy would you get in listening to a show in which there's no human experience? Because part of talk radio or podcasting or whatever, whoever you're listening to, is it's sort of like with music, right? Their experience, their experience is reflected in the content, and there's no experience reflected in this content. It's not even real. So who would do that? Who would invest in that? Who's that lonely for companionship?
Or just needing the noise in the background. So this company's podcast listenership, 584 million listeners this past year, and they're projected to get 619 million listens next year.
It's all over now.
You gonna be okay?
Oh, I'll be fine. I mean, I told you I'm gonna prepare for a career to Wendy's or, carrying boxes somewhere. I'll be fine.
So do you remember back in the inauguration when Barron Trump leaned in and he shook Joe Biden's hand and they exchanged some words?
Yes.
The moment went viral.
Yeah.
People were speculating on what he said to him. They had lip reading experts come in to try and decipher what Barron Trump said to Joe Biden at the inauguration.
Yes.
Eric Trump asked his brother and finally got the answer.
You remember that whole controversy where he went up to Biden, right?
Yes.
And they had all these like lip reading experts, and they just, and they're like, Barron just told Biden to go F himself. I'm like, so one night, I'm very close to Barron. I love Barron to death, right? One night I call Barron, I go, buddy, look, what did you actually say? And he goes, it was something so polite, I almost wouldn't even get it right, but like, congratulations and, best of luck to you, or something like that. Something very respectful.
Wasn't controversial at all.
It's kind of disappointing, isn't it?
Yeah, I know, right? Where you were hoping for something a little bit more salacious.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's Kendall and Casey. It's 93 WIBC.
Coming up on Tony Katz today, President Trump is making deals with Saudi Arabia, including the selling of F-35s. That's after the news at noon on 93 WIBC. Andy Moore Ford in Plainfield has the best deals, the best selection, and now it has my 2 exclusive offers. Walk into Andy Moore Ford in Plainfield all Black Friday week and say, I heard about the fantastic Ford Black Friday on Tony Katz, and you can get $2,000 off your best deal, or you could take 20% off your service bill. Andy Moore Ford in Plainfield does have the selection. The cars, the trucks, the SUVs, the fleet vehicles. If you own a business, you need to be working with Andy Moore Ford. And now, the best deals all Black Friday week. Just walk in and say, I heard about the fantastic Ford Black Friday on Tony Katz and get $2,000 off your best deal. And the deal's going to be amazing. Or 20% off your service. And the service at Andy Moore Ford is impeccable. Andy Moore Ford in Plainfield, 2713 East Main Street in Plainfield, or online at Andy Moore Ford. That's MOHR. AndyMooreFord.com.
Football is back, and so are great hairlines. We Grow Hair Indy has helped former local professional football players get back in the game with full natural hair. You don't have to play pro ball to get pro-level results. Hey, it's Rob, and I knew I picked the right team when I needed a Hail Mary for my hair. I called We Grow Hair Indy. Whether you're tailgating, coaching, or watching from the couch, do it with confidence. Trade the sidelines for a hairline. Get back in the game at We Grow Hair Indy. Schedule your free evaluation today at WeGrowHairIndy.com. That's WeGrowHairIndy.com, or call 317-522-2995. That's 317-522-2995. Enjoy being out and about this fall. Enjoy watching the games in person with your friends with confidence you haven't had in years. And you can do it with a trip to We Grow Hair Indy. 317-522-2995. 317-522-2995. Tell them Rob sent you.
You know exactly why you need to remodel that kitchen of yours. The space, it's outdated. You can't move around like you used to. It doesn't work like it needs to. You want to entertain and you want to improve your quality of life. This can happen, just not with the kitchen you have. You need to call Booher Remodeling. B-O-O-H-E-R. BooherRemodeling.com. They can take that old kitchen that's deteriorating and broken down and turn it into something that works for you and your family. Their 5-step design process from start to finish, the consultation, the preliminary design, the design development, getting all the documents together, and then getting it done. The best materials, the most skilled craftsmen in Central Indiana. Booher Remodeling will guide you through the entire process, starting with a free initial consultation, and they stand behind their work with a 2-year workmanship guarantee. Create that new kitchen. Design experts can use an existing layout or begin completely from scratch. Talk to Booher Remodeling today. B-O-O-H-E-R. BooherRemodeling.com. That's BooherRemodeling.com.
Garage door problems? Call today for service today. Garage Doors of Indianapolis services all makes of garage doors 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Call today for service today. 875-4577. Call today for service today. Get it fixed right now. Call Garage Doors of Indianapolis at 875-4577 or visit doorstoday.com.
In the morning, call 875-4577.
Service today?
Today.
David was in big trouble with the IRS.
At first, I didn't owe that much, but after this year, it was out of control.
Then David called Get a Tax Lawyer.
Right away, they were like, oh yeah, looks like you're qualified to save.
Get a Tax Lawyer went to work.
Should have called way sooner.
Get a Tax Lawyer has helped thousands like David fight the IRS and get a fresh start.
Call 800-745-3070. That's 800-745-3070.
It all comes down to this, folks.
Yep, the entire season is on the line.
But my throat has officially thrown in the towel.
Sounds like you need Vicks VapoCool drops. They're max strength and vaporize sore throat pain.
Whoa! These VapoCool drops hit fast.
Speaking of fast, did you just see that play?
Yeah, he vaporized that ball.
That pun should have come with a penalty.
Vaporize sore throat pain with Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed.
Head online to the contest page at WIBC.com and enter for your chance to win a pair of tickets to see Trans-Siberian Orchestra Thursday, December 4th at Gainbridge Fieldhouse.
That photo from Nikki Kelly looks like something out of like Mad Magazine.
Yeah?
That's pathetic. So, obviously, we talked about last segment. Nobody showed up to this rally today for redistricting.
I wouldn't say nobody, but it was a smattering, a small gathering.
Like a couple dozen people is what the estimates they put at. And there's a photo of Nikki Kelly from the Capitol Chronicle has of Diego. They've got everybody like bunched together, right? So they've tried to like, okay, this is going to be on TV. So everybody just scrunch in to make it look like there's people there. And it's Diego. I don't know if he's shouting, "I'll pay for India, fake WIBC." I don't know what he's shouting about. But Micah's standing next to him looking like he's ready to strangle the guy. Micah hasn't looked this displeased with Diego since they ended up next to that high-profile known felon at the NBA Finals together. And what a colossal bomb this whole thing was.
Do you want to talk about the new once mighty steakhouse that got down to 74 locations, is now looking at a comeback? I never went to this place. Did you?
You ever went to Sizzler?
No.
Really?
I've never been to a Sizzler.
Like ever?
No,
They
never.
didn't have them up in South Bend? They didn't have a Sizzler up in South Bend?
Not that I recall.
Kev, you ever been to a Sizzler?
I've never been to the Sizzler.
They used to have over 770 restaurants nationwide. All you can eat salad bar, apparently.
Yeah.
And the cheese toast. That was the thing?
I feel like the Sizzler kind of went out in the early 90s. I'm talking like when I was a kid, like a small child, I definitely remember them.
Wood paneled booths and a Tiffany style lamp. Did you ever have the soft serve ice cream that they served?
Well, I don't know. It was 30 years ago, Casey. It wasn't like some.
Well, apparently that's what they're known for.
Probably, maybe. I mean, it's like something entrenched in my mind. It was just like a restaurant I went to. I think that Sizzler was long ago enough that they had smoking in the Sizzler, though. That's like that's. Remember, like young people are like smoking. What? But most people will remember when. Kev, are you old enough to remember when people? You're 30. Are you old enough to remember when people could smoke in a restaurant?
I think I was a very small child when they could still do it.
Do you remember when McDonald's used to have ashtrays? The little gold ashtrays?
Is this like in the 50s?
No. No. You don't remember that, do you?
What are you saying?
Yeah. You used to be able to smoke at McDonald's.
Here's
too.
some ash for your Happy Meal, Junior.
Right. They used to have gold ashtrays.
So Sizzler, but like I said, I think Sizzler was, as a kid, the late 80s, early 90s, I definitely remember them being around. What happened? They just went out of business?
Well, they say, the shifting taste of people, and plus
taste as in their food wasn't very
right?
good.
Plus competition from places like Applebee's and Outback Steakhouse led to their decline in the 90s. They filed for bankruptcy twice, once in 96 and once in 2020.
So nice we did it twice.
And they only had 74 locations by 2010, but they're remodeling now, and the sales at their remodeled stores, all 74 of them, have jumped up to 47% increase. So now Sizzler apparently is on the comeback.
Yeah, isn't it interesting? There were
They're expanding.
These restaurants that were staples of that era, right? Like that I remember as a kid that are, they may in some capacity be around, but certainly not any sort of prominence. The Frisch's Big Boy was a big one. The Ponderosa was a big one. The Sizzler, Shoney's was another.
Yeah.
All of those kind of disappeared, even though they may exist somewhere. And I believe we should bring as much of the 1980s back as we possibly can.
You need a Sizzler in Brownsburg?
I wholeheartedly support the return of the Sizzler.
Yeah. Well, maybe they will. So, if Chili's can do it, right? Sizzlers can.
Well, somebody made a good point in the YouTube chat. Another thing you don't see very much of anymore. Now, you do what's the big buffet? You don't see as nearly
Golden Corral.
Golden Corral, thank you, is the big one. But you don't see very many. Like the Old Country Buffet was a big one that's largely disappeared. I guess just the cost of food has gotten so immense that what you would have to charge people in order to turn some sort of profit just isn't doable unless you're buying it on such an immense scale. The idea of some sort of local buffet is just not feasible anymore.
I got to believe the restaurant business has always operated on razor thin margins.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But now it's got to be even harder.
Now, I wonder, does the KFC buffet still exist? Like the Brownsburg KFC does not have a buffet, but for years the one in Avon did. And I wonder if the one in Avon still has a buffet.
A buffet at
Yeah,
KFC?
there was a KFC. Oh, yeah.
You don't walk up to the counter?
No. I mean, you pay, but then there's a buffet and you just get your food there. And like the one in Brazil, Indiana, because the great thing about Brazil, Indiana, little known fact, other than being the home of
Todd Rundgren?
Henry Lee
Summer, Casey.
Different guy.
The home of the Honeysuckle Hill Bistro and Cottage, the fine sponsor of State House Happenings,
right?
Is that it had for years a very nice public golf course, and
did you play at it?
Oh yeah,
okay.
And then it had a KFC with the buffet right next to it, so you could go play at the very nice public golf course there in Brazil, and then which was a great bill. You go to the KFC buffet,
go and get your food, get your chicken. Is your daughter still
Todd Rundgren?
I'm sorry. Is your daughter still in love with the KFC? By the way.
Oh, well,
I need an update on that.
I haven't bought anymore. It's too expensive. Even with the coupon, it's too much.
You're depriving her? You do need a second job.
Very expensive even with the coupon.
Right? All right, let's go home. Thank you, Rob. Thank you, Kevin.
Todd Rundgren from Brazil. Come on. Friend of the show, Henry Lee Summer.
Oh, my God, I'm confused. Thanks for listening. This has been Kendall and Casey. It's 93 WIBC.
Looking for a cozy spot to relax, work, or grab your coffee to go? LC Coffee House in Noblesville, Indiana has you covered. Try our indulgent affogato, a sweet blend of espresso and ice cream. Or sample our coffee flights to discover your perfect brew. In a rush, our drive-thru is ready to serve you fast and fresh. Need a space to collaborate? We offer meeting rooms perfect for co-working. Whether you're grabbing a quick drink or spending the day with us, LC Coffee House is the place to be.
Remember lining up before dawn on Black Friday? Those days might be gone, but the excitement isn't. Great Lakes Honda of Fishers is keeping Black Friday alive all month long and kicking off Happy Honda Days. This month only, lease a 2026 CRV LX all-wheel drive for $359 a month for 39 months with zero down and registered to win a Yeti cooler. Visit Great Lakes Honda of Fishers off State Road 37 today. Tax not included with approved credit through Honda Financial. In-stock new Hondas only, not combinable with other offers. $10K a year. All fees and first payment due at signing. Offer ends November 30th. See dealer for details.
Hellsberg gifts checked off the list. Now, time for wrapping. Earrings for mom. A gold bracelet to match the rings Danielle wears every day. And for dad, a new watch, because we all know he needs one. All right, this is going to be a good one.
Our favorite things for your favorite people. Shop our Black Friday event for up to 65% off in-store or at hellsberg.com.
It's not just cancer care, it's the complete care you get at Hendricks.
And you can feel that spirit of excellence, trying to do what's best from a medical standpoint, but also trying to affect the patient and their family as you would a family member.
Hendricks Care is trying to meet the patient where they are. You know your body better than anyone else.
Do the cancer screening early.
An ounce of prevention versus a pound of cure.
Learn about health screenings at hendricks.org/cancer.
WIBC cares, and if you or someone you care about needs food assistance, we have resources for you, including food distribution locations with